Hey, everybody, it's March 31st, 2026. Holy smokes, we're at the end of March, but we're at the start of this podcast. Welcome to the Giant Bombcast, episode 934. I'm your host, Jan Ochoa. Joining me, co-captain of the ship, Jeff Grubb.
Hey, happy to be here. I am still constantly thinking about Brad Dorff.
Speaking about Brad Dorff, he's jumping into all sorts of books and helping children, his children, get onto the TV show The Pit. Dan Reichert.
5 dogs and a cat in this house, and it's a lot.
He's in a pit of animals. It's great. Speaking about animals, he's got that dog in him, but not hot dogs. Never a hot dog, but that dog in him. Jeff Bakalar.
My son betrayed me.
Everyone betrayed me. I'm fed up with this world. Fed up with this world.
At the end of the millionaire segment, I came to find him sitting at a round table, chowing down a glizzy. So by the transitive property, the Bakalars have consumed 1 hot dog.
Add it to
I'm
the count.
updating the channel now.
I think he gets his own count.
Yeah.
Okay. That's easy. I'll just have him join the Discord.
He's a man now. He gets his own hot dog.
Yes, this was his meat sausage.
That's our culture.
That is our culture.
Yeah. The hot dog is the meat bridge that binds all of us together.
Someone like that.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. It's poetry.
It's poetry, and speaking about poetry, he hates it. He hates all sorts of literature, anything that helps improve anyone, whether that's motivational quotes and fun memes. He hates it all because he's the bad boy of games media, Mike Minotti.
Oh, reading is the woke agenda.
That's right. He's not reading that. Boys, we're back from PAX East, right? And I'm just going to preemptively say, it's a fun trip. It's a good trip.
Yeah, it was a great trip.
Good time.
We had a lot of lobster rolls together. Some of us had multiple lobster rolls.
I had 3. I had lobster rolls for dinner pretty much every night.
Every
3 times
night?
in a row.
We basically did the Nick Offerman thing of you might have mistook us when we said we wanted every lobster roll, and you think we mean a lot. No, we want every lobster roll that you have at this table.
Yeah.
Over 10, I think.
Yes,
in one order.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
They almost accidentally brought 2 more to our table.
I
don't know if you guys knew that.
They made extras. I hope they found a home for this.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Haim didn't order anything because he wasn't going to stay the whole time. And then the waiter was like, I have 2 more lobster rolls. Is it on this side of the table? And we're like, oh, no. And then Michael afterwards was like, oh, shit, I should have just taken it.
I could eat 2 of those. They're nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy. Lovely trip. Shouts out to everyone if you visit us during either of the Millionaire panels or the blighting of Vinny Caravella. Lovely time. Shouts out to all y'all that said hi, wanted to take a picture, gave little trinkets and gifts. I'm still wowed that someone crocheted me. Is that the right verbiage? An Evil Jan beanie. It's really
incredible. I didn't know about this. That's amazing.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
no idea.
Yeah, during the video game Tinder panel where I was fist fighting a migraine, Bree, I believe her name was, kindly walked up to the table even though I looked like I was trying to evade the law.
You look like Thelma and/or Louise.
I'll be both. Why not both?
Man, I regret adding my children to the demo of Tomodachi Life. I wish I would have added Evil Jan instead. Man, next time.
Yeah.
You could. There's still time.
Yeah, well, I filled it up. The demo only lets you do 3, and now I'm all full. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, shouts out to PAX and all the fellas and friends and people working hard over there. I feel like PAX really does give us the cozy feelings, right?
Yeah.
And
getting to the
you're right,
point.
it's the people. Like, because it's
Yeah.
like PAX is so huge at this point that it could seem kind of faceless at a certain point, and then you go 10 feet you walk 10 feet into the room. It's like, oh no, there's someone that's putting this together that we know and we recognize, and they helped us out before, and we love working with them. So really, really great stuff.
Yeah,
Everyone from the enforcers, to the stage managers,
Yes.
the tech people, and everything. It's just like I've always really enjoyed going to PAX.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, they really roll out the red carpet for us in a big way, and we really just want to thank everyone involved there, especially Pierce, who's our champion there, and that means a lot. Getting to be able to work with those people every year, it's really, really awesome. And also thanks to everyone, like you said, Grubb, coming up saying hi. That stuff makes Dib feel like $1 million, and he's just floating that whole weekend.
He probably made $1 million selling those dragons on the side.
Oh, I have a dragon now.
He
He
shot
did.
himself in the foot. He's got to learn how to haggle. I was gonna buy one if he would have haggled with me, but he
You
didn't.
offered him $2.
No, I started with $1.50 and I bumped it up to $2.
Oh, never mind that.
And he
Got
would
it.
not play ball, and so he lost the sale. So
Mary
keep
bought
the
one.
kids'
Mary
life lessons here.
Mary figured out a way to make a child happy, to make a
Right.
child
That's
smile.
not the business I'm in, Jeff.
I'm
That's true,
very
yeah.
painfully aware of that.
I'm looking for a deal.
And that shit rules. So it was great seeing everyone.
Yeah. Also, special shouts out to Dave, the photographer, designer
Oh,
of
yeah.
PAX as well.
Babe.
Dave.
Dave's been taking a bunch of photos of us chuckleheads for years now. Got to break bread, chat with him. We talked about denim. Surprise, surprise.
Wow.
And then he
Took
was
you
like,
into the rafters.
exactly. He took me into the rafters. Like, yo, Doug, I'm about to go to the catwalk to take photos. You want to come with? And I just looked at him. Was like, bet. And then
Yeah.
sweating the whole time. I got creepy stalker footage of you guys.
Okay.
It was great. It was fun times. It'll be good footy for the PAX East vlog coming soon.
Real quick on that, I have to admit that people are like, "Hey, he's up on the rafters," and I did look up and I waved at someone. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's a white guy, but I'm still going to wave because everyone says that's Jan. So
Boys, anything else from the weekend or travels going back home you want to chat about, talk about?
Huh.
Huh.
All right.
It
Fuck
all
me
just
then.
happened. It all just happened. I got to see Mikey dance.
Oh yeah. We were at the Twitch party, and I disappeared for a while. Like we were like on the balcony. I was like, I'm just gonna go dance on the dance floor until they notice. I just like went in the middle and faced you guys and danced for what felt like 5 minutes until you saw me. It was worth
We
it.
had a little bit of everything, right?
We
Oh,
fit
yeah.
in at the Twitch party, don't we? I think.
of
yes.
course, people
yeah,
are like
we're
crowding around.
youthful. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're selling yourself short.
Party.
Yeah, speak for yourself. Everyone else seemed to be doing. I mean, Mikey, you looked great. Let me just tell
Thank you.
Oh, the
Thank
dance
you.
moves were fantastic.
Right.
That's how
I-
eventually I did notice as I looked over and it's like, who is cutting a rug? And it was Mike Minotti.
I believed every move you were making. It's for real. I want to
I
see that. I want to see more of that.
No
I hit-
lie dancing.
Yes.
I hit the drop real good. I felt good
Yes.
about. I felt good
You
about
did, you
that.
did a diva drop?
He peggled to that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Nice.
peggled 2'd it. That's yes. I don't know what Jan meant, but peggled 2. Yes, I did that. Absolutely.
Like after voguing and stuff like that like
Voguing?
In Vogue?
drag queens will do when they like drop and then
In
like one
voguing.
leg's bent and
I like
stuff.
In Vogue.
Right.
Mm,
No, you didn't do that?
familiar. No, I don't think so.
Nah,
He tried, but he pulled something.
okay.
Yeah, it hurt really badly. I got to announce a new show at our panel as
Yes.
well. Portal Pals, which is a new premium show. Me playing the Portal 2 co-op campaign with Mary Kish. That first episode is going up, not too long after this show is done today. I believe the exact time of that is 4 p.m. Eastern. First episode will be free for everybody. So, yes, you can all check out episode 1 of Portal Pals, and then it's going to release every other week, premium only. Please go to giantbomb.com/join and consider becoming a premium member yourself.
We made the audible call this morning, and by I mean just Dan and I. If you're a premium member, you get to watch Portal Pals an hour earlier than everyone else. If you want to watch that on the website, otherwise 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific time, it'll be on YouTube for all y'all. And let me tell y'all, I've watched several streams of Mary before. I used to watch Resident Knievel with her and Mahardy. I'm used to seeing Mary, but there is a specific unhinged version of her in this show. And also, you know what, Mike, it's too late to change it now because the show's in the can. Y'all say holes too much.
Have you played Portal? There's a lot of holes.
But it's called Portals. It's in the name of the game.
Holes is quicker.
Look, the Portal Pals, a.k.a. the PPs, we can't do anything about all these holes.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
The dynamic between, I've seen the dynamic between Minotti and Mary off camera, off and on for a few years, and it's very good. It is an interesting dynamic. It's
fun.
We did that fire escape recently, and you guys are awesome together. It's I am really looking forward to watching the show.
Same.
Oh, chat has come up with the tagline for the show. Now you're thinking with holes.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, that was Val's first slogan too. I heard.
So, yeah.
She kicked me so hard in my ass at PAX.
Yes, it was great. It was
Like
really
literally.
Where
was that?
Field goal kick to my asshole
At the party?
No, first night.
Just because you trolled her.
That doesn't sound right.
God, it was incredible. Basically, we're at the lobby bar. Dan goofed Mary, and Mary retaliated by first shoving you. You did a 180 turn as you got shoved, exposing your ass, and she shoved her boot almost straight into your asshole, sir.
Yeah, the way I immediately thought of it was like, in Resident Evil, you shoot the leg and then it kind of staggers and you see the melee attack above their head.
Yes,
she staggered me and it turned me and then she hit X and just field goal kick into the asshole. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do that you deserved that?
Short version. Let's say there's just someone, she was trying to avoid at the show. And I was in the middle of talking to her about something completely different. And then I looked over her shoulder and I was like, oh, hey, blank person. And she turned around with just absolute panic in her eyes and then turned back around and realized I was fucking with her and then kicked me in my ass.
Love to see it.
Then the next day, Dan was trying to get simpy. He was like, "Oh man, my ass really hurts." Actually, I'm like, "Cool,
hell yeah, bro."
Cool.
Oh, that's why you didn't sit all weekend.
Right. Just get over the hemorrhoid. Now I got an ass kick going on.
Yeah, just leaning to the side the whole time. Also, it's always fun to see the whole gang together. Seeing Sean in person, Will, Chuck. Yes. Chuck's wife was hanging out with us for a skosh. Great times. I believe we have the Vinny panel up on the website, but I'll make sure to get the Millionaire panels up as well. Yo, gang, we drew a crowd. I think we're a draw. It was sick.
It was
great.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks to everyone who was trying to figure out their travel, and we didn't have dates because we were working with PAX pretty closely, so we helped them out by moving our panels around to help facilitate them. But when people heard, they just showed up on those days, and thank you for doing so. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was interesting because it's like the first time we've done shows from the show floor itself. And so my assumption was it was just going to be this little stage that people that don't know who we are going to walk up and just kind of I want to sit down for a second, and then we're doing this game show thing. But people showed up. It was much more so than I expected.
People squatted. People were there the segment before ours, just trying to get a good seat and everything. Someone gave me Boston baked beans. And I learned that it's a candy. Did y'all know that?
Yeah. I have all of those, by the way. I forgot to redistribute those. I don't even want them.
Wow. You didn't have to say you didn't want them, Mike. It was a gift from a lovely community member.
I'm going to throw them in the trash.
Wow. Bad boy. Oh, my God.
No.
Jesus.
Were you stunned at all by Chuck saying he doesn't like the bad boy thing anymore, Jan? He thinks it's played out. What do you think?
Oh, that was probably the highlight of the trip for me.
Yeah, because clearly he's been reeling about it ever since, and
I was reeling about the thought that bad boy is everywhere. Mike, that was a thought you posited to the group that I think it's over in terms of not being done, but over with everyone. I'm hearing it everywhere.
Yeah, I thought it was over. I don't know. Chuck's got all these question marks in the chat.
Good over.
Wrestling.
Yes. Chuck's acting like he didn't say this. Did I mishear Chuck? I don't know. I think I heard you loud and clear.
I was there, Mike. I had the same impression that Chuck said it was done. It's played out, he said. I thought.
Kind of over. Bad over.
Yes,
he says, I don't remember this. Okay, I have a witness.
Yeah,
Did
he
Chuck
said
get
play down.
drunk and just start saying things?
Get drunk is kind of one way of saying it. Always drunk might be the other.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Right.
see,
Will
now-
also remembers.
Now Will is confirming.
Yeah, I have a bad memory, so now that you got Will, I think it's all locked down.
Yeah.
I'm holding off until I hear what Walter Crunk says about it.
Oh my God! Shut the hell up! Why don't you go back to our paleontology, you son of a bitch?
Yeah, for folks that that don't know what we're referencing there, the long con is over. Dan, would you like to briefly explain to the folks at home?
Yeah, if you want to see the clip of Mike realizing I've been trolling him for 5 months, I think it's on Giant Bomb and Firescape's Instagram. But yeah, Mike loves Reddit comments a lot and YouTube comments. And so at the Bombathon, I decided I'm going to make a fake Reddit account and I'm just going to have incredibly petty complaints about Mike Minotti until he says something on content about it. And we were recording Firescape and he said something about it. And so I accomplished my goal. And now Minotti, just seeing him flash back to all these comments that have made him mad over the last 5 months and realizing it's me. I'm very happy with how that panned out.
It was always you.
Just keep in mind, everyone, learn from this. Okay, keep in mind what this person is capable of.
Yes.
The lengths he's willing to go to collude, lie, cheat, and steal.
Collude, this is all me. I'm not colluding with anyone.
With
yourself.
Favorite reaction of everyone that learned this weekend was Vinny Caravella's just genuinely, why would you do that to him?
Yes, of course. He had the most normal person reaction to
And then-
all of your shenanigans.
I just saw the gears slowly ticking in Vinny's head where he started to question reality of like, I might have made major life decisions because of a comment.
Yeah, Dan gave me a wonderful gift in a way, though, because now every time I see a comment criticizing me or being mean to me, I will just tell myself, probably just another one of Dan's alts. Everyone
Mhm.
loves me.
And Mike, that's the ultimate goal. I just wanted to make you feel better.
Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate
That's right.
it. You know what?
Gift of clarity.
You know what? Mary should not have kicked you in the butt, Dan.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Mike.
in your face,
Thank you.
Vinny. That's why he
Right.
did that to him.
My methods
Right.
might be unconventional, but they are benevolent.
That's right,
Yeah,
right. That's right.
backfiring.
It's kind of Taoist. It's kind of Buddhist in a way.
Thank
It's
you.
like law of
The most
detachment.
benevolent man, some are saying. Yes.
Jan has always gotten me. Thank you, Jan.
Yes, I understand.
Bedanza.
Bedanza. Thank you. Walter Crocanza. Boys, that was PAX weekend. Also, it's also fun seeing Vitaly, Van Allen, the whole gang.
Yeah, so many friends.
Bunch of hooligans. Finelli just running around yelling birds. We FaceTimed with his mom for like a hot second.
Yeah, you were hitting
Forgot
on
about
her.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love people coming up and saying hi, saying nice things. I was so happy because this trip, it became real. My big goal of becoming a Mist person has happened because like most people come up to me just to talk about Mist now. And this is what I have always wanted. I am
Congratulations.
This
bud.
is
so
what
happy.
you've always wanted.
I'm associated with Mist. I mean, I think all the Mistbusters are for sure. I don't mean to,
Oh, I feel like no, I get it.
Glory
I feel like
hog.
I played that game as well, but no, yeah, people
Yeah.
brought it up to me as well. Yeah, absolutely.
hell yeah, so good.
Fantastic.
Also, if you see Chuck at a thing, call him Mistopheles.
Yes.
That's right.
Chuck was telling me that his wife had an interaction where she was on an escalator, his wife, and they had just passed like two. I don't know if those two community members said anything, but they like pointed back at Chuck as Chuck was walking away. He's like, "That's Chuck Towski over there." Wow.
Speaking of escalators, remember the bullshit you guys were pulling
What are
on
you
me when I
talking
first
about?
sped up? God. I'm up. I go down the escalator to go to the show floor, and you guys all happen to be going up. Like, ha ha ha! Oh no, Mike, come meet us up there. I'm like, ha ha, how funny. Okay, so then I go up, and then you guys start going down when I start going up. I'm like, oh great. So then I wait a bit. Like, all right, come on down. Like, let's go. I'm like, okay. And you do it again.
Man, Mike, you can't fall for that shit, dude. You
Meanwhile,
gotta-
It's all
come
in the
on.
vlog, right?
Yes. We got a good chunk of that in the vlog. Also, like people are actively seeing us because we're right at the main entrance of the convention center. They're saying hi, and then they just see all of us fucking going up and down an escalator.
Yeah, they see you bullying me.
And I forget who it was, but somebody was like, all right, we've done it enough. Let's let him come up. And I had to tell them, I was like, listen, if I had my druthers, we'd have to cancel the panel. I'd be doing this the rest of the day.
I can't wait for once we eventually for shoot get to do that thing that they do in like Scooby Doo where you're like going in and out of doors in a hallway.
Oh yeah.
We need to pull that off.
I just remembered one of the highlights, or it was just a very strange moment. After we had that ginormous lobster roll dinner, you guys were heading out to the Twitch party, and I guess I was just like a little behind, and I had to go down to the lobby myself, and I hit the elevator button, and you're going from the 5th floor to the lobby, and the elevator door opens, and it's like a person in a very good, realistic looking Heath Ledger Joker outfit.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
And the guy goes, Jeff Bakalar. And I'm just like,
don't go in that elevator.
And I was
Don't
just
go
like,
in that elevator.
whoa. I was like, whoa. Shook their hand. And I was like, he's like, hey, how are you? I'm like, nice to see you. Appreciate you saying hi. And we just had a nice little trip down. And I'm like, all right. You have a good one. He's just like, yeah, I forgot to hit my floor.
What a joker.
Yeah, what?
Definitely a memory maker there. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I got that person's name. I can't remember, but nice to see you. Thanks for saying that. And scaring me.
I know I mentioned many of my social faux pas that I committed over the weekend. I forget if I talked with you guys on the panel or anything about the snap incident.
Oh, you did
no,
not
that
talk
didn't
about
come up.
What?
No.
We
no.
brought up the escalator. We brought up a few, but yeah, the snapping you didn't bring up. Please tell folks.
Well, so when I was first there, actually it was just me and Will and Jen. You had that Tinder panel that you talked about.
Yes.
And we got up there, and you guys were already in there, and there was a line for me. But like we're friends with you guys. Like I don't want to wait on a line, so I kind of like cracked the door open. I'm like looking, I'm peeking in, and you or someone sees me, and they're like they wave me in. Right? I'm like, okay, great. So and I can see this, but Will's next to me, just on his phone, right? A little, not totally present, dare I say. So I'm like, oh, Will, let's go. They calling us in. And I did the snap, and maybe a little close to the face, right, and. Will was like, Mike, did you just snap at me? I was like, hey, it's gonna get your attention. And all right. Apparently, that's not a polite thing to do.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's good to snap.
That being said, you are a very good snapper because you would.
Oh yeah. So good.
You were very good at it. You could be in like the Jets or the Sharks, no problem. Front billing,
for sure.
West Side Story featuring Mike
Front row
Minotti.
snapper.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Right. So
I think if you followed up the snap with like a double point to a direction, that would have made it okay.
Okay. It was. I'll tell you what. It's impulsive. I didn't even think about it. I actually think that I snap at people without realizing how much they hate it a lot. And it's a big problem, actually.
How close was the snap to the face again?
I mean, it might have been pretty close because like we were close together, right? Like it's not like I could have like put it behind me like a backhand snap, right, to protect.
Sure.
Yes.
Look, I could have just said, Will, or maybe even like a poke, but no, I went with the snap because
Hey,
honestly
buddy.
it was easiest. Yeah, hey, buddy.
Dan Fiasco in chat saying, "Oh shit, Mike is Carmela in that dinner party scene in Sopranos." That's what I said specifically. I just watched that where Carmela's doing the like snap in the mirror.
Yeah. Probably not. Yeah, I get why that might be annoying to some people. Yeah, that was one of the lesser of my faux pas. That one day, honestly. After that, I was fine. That first day while you weren't even there, I was kind of just on fire, insulting my fellow Italians, making an ass out of myself in the elevator lobby. It was fun stuff, though.
Once again, special shouts out to everyone that said hi. Also, gang, never be too shy to say hi. If we look like we're in a rush to get somewhere, maybe, cool your jets. But if we're just casually walking around,
Yeah.
I do feel bad when it's like I always do the last second pee before a panel. I usually do like 3 last second pees, and it's always like the last one. I'm literally like sprinting back, and somebody will stop and like ask for a picture, and I always feel bad if I'm like rushing it, But I gotta go on stage in like 30 seconds.
People get it. People always seem to understand.
Yes. I guess let's talk about video games.
Sorry, I snapped at you, Will. But like, I didn't snap at you. That's not what they call it. That right? It's a snap. It's different than
Wait,
like.
you're referring to a totally different thing, like snapping at someone.
Well, I snapped at him. And I'm sorry for that. But if I
you
say,
literally snapped at him.
Yeah, but if I said, "Oh, I snapped at you," that's not what people think. They think
no
right.
one's confusing. No one's confusing that. That's two totally different things.
And they still think it's a faux pas.
See,
they're both bad.
I love that this is gonna haunt Mikey.
Yeah, I'm over it.
Let's see what Walter says.
I don't think I did anything wrong, personally, honestly. But
Well, you don't know what happened after the panel. That Will came up to me and was like very upset.
oh no!
See,
no.
that may not even be a real thing. Who knows? I could be lying.
Why don't you go talk to our HR department, Will? Oh wait.
Oh no! Real quick, I just want to say hi to the judge when this gets played in court. Hi, judge.
The bad
Next up,
boy.
the judge.
No, don't do
I
that.
plead. Not guilty, Your Honor.
The bad boy is just going to be the bad boy all year round, just like, we needed a plumber for all seasons. Dan Reichert, you
Yes.
checked out, is this a mod or a...
Yes, it is. We went to a bar one of those
Rom-hack.
nights, and we met Mr. Finelli invited us and introduced us to his friend Carl Germ, who is a speedrunner, does GDQ stuff, does
He did
a lot
a
of Dark
Dark
Souls from-
2 run during PAX on the GDQ stage, and apparently it had a huge crowd. People were very into it. I wish I would have saw it.
Yeah, super nice guy. Grubb, you and I were talking to him a lot, and he was asking about kind of what games we play, and I mentioned Mario.
Dark Souls 1. How dare you insinuate it's a filthy Dark Souls 2 player? Jesus.
Thank you.
gotta
Sorry.
be
I thought he
careful
said
with
Dark
that
Souls 2,
stuff.
and I was like,
Ugh.
wow, okay.
You said
But
that,
yeah.
I was like, was it Dark Souls 2? Gross. I thought I liked it.
Well, he also does Kaizo Mario stuff, which Kaizo stuff is like, I've always like, whenever I've seen it, it's like, well, that's fucking nuts. And like, I don't even want to dip my toe in that because that seems insane or like incredibly difficult. And he told me like, oh, well, there's a world of like, really good ROM hacks and things like that aren't just super crazy Kaizo stuff. Or here's some that are like, Grubb, he mentioned the one that's like one screen at a time. And it's just kind of like teaching you just individual things. And it does a
jumps
smart
and
job
platforms, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And then eventually you tie them together and kind of learn these skills and everything. But he said that one called A Plumber For All Seasons is just a really good mod that it's not trying to be Kaizo. It's not trying to be super difficult. It's just a lot of original art and backgrounds and different takes on the enemies and stuff. Like the move set is just straight up Mario World. Although you get the Tanuki suit, the tail, not the cape. At least where I'm at. I'm at one of the seasons and it's just like Mario going through, each world is like a season. So I started with autumn. Just went into spring, and it's just a really solid, like it's new Mario World levels. Nothing gimmicky or anything about that. Just looks beautiful, new music and everything. I mean, any excuse to play more Mario World or even just games with that move set is always fun for me. So yeah, played about an hour last night and really enjoyed it.
I played about an hour as well. I really enjoyed it. It's not exactly what I was looking for when we were talking to him. Like, I think I will go to Jumps and Platforms. But for being a ROM hack, that's just like, hey, here is a different take on Super Mario World. It's really well done. And you can tell like there's a reason why the ROM hacks continue to exist alongside ham hacks alongside Super Mario Maker, because you could just do a little bit more, get a little bit more in the weeds of what Super Mario World is. And then the Super Mario World moveset and physics is just a little bit different than it is in Super Mario World or Super Mario Maker, excuse me. So just kind of going over here and experiencing that, it has kind of opened me up to, I should be doing a lot more of these.
Same, and it just felt right to like, I threw it. I guess you can't put it on like an EverDrive because it uses like at first he said the A4 chip, but then he told me last night that he thinks it was like the SA1 chip or something. Basically a chip that the EverDrive
SA1 is probably right. Yes.
Yeah. So what I did was I threw it on my Mister and I just played it, with the snack adapters. I played with an actual OEM Super Nintendo controller on a Trinitron, and it was just like, oh, this just feels right. This is great.
Yeah, I was playing on a Steam Deck with just kind of a basic CRT filter on, and that worked as well.
Yeah, really cool stuff.
I'm curious if there are any like indie devs or developers out there that kind of got their start doing any of these ROM hacks, because that'd be really cool to see.
Yeah, I think that's definitely been the case. I mean, certainly on the mod side of things, but I got to assume it's happening in ROM hacks as well.
Dan, speaking about Mario,
I'm sorry, I need a moment. I gotta confess something. So Chuck actually published a review of Legacy of Kain Ascendance, which I did not get to play. But there was a comment on Reddit about his review, and it was somebody being like, "Just gonna get downvoted," but I'm serious when I say that half stars are for cowards, and just complaining about the rating system. And
Dan?
I got mad at this comment, and I did downvote it. And only just now, a moment ago,
oh my god,
while you guys were talking about that game, realized the comment was from Walter Crunk, aka Dan Rickers. It somehow
himself.
I mean, Mike,
it somehow happened again.
Mike, this is your intervention.
I'm gonna hunt him.
Listen,
Well, you need to be an active
Mike.
participant in this podcast.
This is your lowest point. All right,
rock bottom. This is rock bottom.
Wait, he makes some good points. He says there was an elegant simplicity to the 5-star system that's been. Hang on, that's been jettisoned. I think he brings up good points. That's been jettisoned, and for what? It feels like a ploy to get more clicks from Metacritic.
You're
Really
acting like a
sad to see what the
psychopath.
site has become.
You're acting like a psychopath at the moment. Don't do that. Okay, that is antisocial, deeply upsetting behavior, for sure. Mikey, he's got you in his pocket. Okay,
Right.
Listen,
Right.
we've talked a lot about this off camera, how to deal with this kind of stuff with him. Okay.
Like, you got to just burst. You got to move past this shame you're feeling now and grow into a better person.
You're going to get out of this, and admitting you have a problem is the first step.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to be
thank
clear
you.
because I don't want people to think I'm just browsing Reddit when we're doing the
Yeah,
podcast.
you just realized that you're saying.
Certainly
yes.
sounds
Well,
like you
no,
are,
no,
but
it's 'cause-
regardless.
That's
because
what
I
people
saw-
are going to think. That's what I
Because
think
saw
right
Chuck
now.
talked about in the Discord. When I see there's unread things on our Discord during the podcast, I'm always like, is someone yelling at me about my mic and I need to see it right away?
Yeah.
So
Listen.
I go and look and I saw.
Sunnier days ahead. Okay.
I don't know.
This is rock bottom.
This is wow. I even knew and I still let it happen again. Then I was like, why is this getting so many up?
Yeah. Yeah. Real cool.
That's the
Oh,
great
man.
thing is everyone just needs to upvote Walter Crunk every time he says something, just so Mike sees it.
I fear the day that Mikey's finally going to snap.
Yeah.
Sorry, I ruined your transition, Jan. I had to admit this. I needed my friends to know the depths of my despair, and I thank you, Bacalar. I needed that reaching out.
It takes a brave person
Yes.
to admit they have a problem.
That's right.
We're here for you.
I need this now, folks at home. If anyone is artistically talented or not, I just need someone to just quickly Photoshop me Mike as Thanos and with an Infinity Gauntlet and snapping.
Snap.
Also, I want fan art of what people think Walter Crunk looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what he
yeah.
looks like.
In my head, he looks like Kronk from Emperor's New Groove,
Sure.
but with
Oh, he
Dan's
wishes.
beard. All right, well,
He looks like MODOK, but uglier.
damn. Dan Reichert, on top of
Yes.
playing a Plumber for All Seasons, you've continued to play more Mario games because you checked out Super Mario Brothers Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 Edition Meetup in Bellabel Park.
I played a little bit of this as well, but I
What
don't know what that means because I didn't play the multiplayer stuff yet, Dan. So
Same, and I think it's got weird rules too, where it's like there's no matchmaking, so you can't just like you need to have other people
gonna
that
have-
have
you gotta bring a
Super
crew in.
Mario Brothers Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Meetup in Bellabel Park upgrade pack.
of course, yes, Super Mario Brothers Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Meetup up in Bellabel Park doesn't have matchmaking. It does have the game party thing where it's like if you make a game chat room on the Switch together, then you could bring that crew into this game and play a certain set of Bellabel Park mini games. And then there's another set off to the left where it's if you're local multiplayer, you play those. I don't know if there's mixing and matching because again, I've not done that yet. But there's other stuff, right? Like it's updated to look better.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, I don't know if I necessarily notice it. It's
Same.
running on the Switch 2. It's look, I'm a self-admitted Nintendo mark from time to time, but then there's also times they do things where I'm like, what are we fucking doing here? This is Wonder. I thought was a good side Mario game, and this upgrade pack, especially if it's $80, is kind of nuts. It's like they added a few Koopaling boss battles. You can play as Rosalina. There's this new flower power up, which like you get kind of a Yoshi flutter jump, and then you get these like kind of vertical like flower platform projectiles you can shoot. It adds a little bit to the game, but it does seem like the bulk that they're going for here was the multiplayer stuff, which again, no matchmaking. We work in video games. And like I would struggle if it's like I'm going to get a party of 4 together of 4 friends and we're going to play this or whatever. Like I can't imagine many people.
I'll do it with the family at some point. I'll get
Sure.
the kids together here probably this weekend, and we'll do some of it, especially after we watch the Mario movie. So I do kind of tend to go on disagreeing with Nintendo about all of their games should be party games, and it's like and by party games I mean
Yes,
think
they
about
should be serious competition.
Yes,
Right? You should turn the items off. You should get rid of the random elements. Finally, we agree, Jeff. Thank you.
Are you
Yes.
reading Walter Crunk comments again?
Like, he just is like he's living Walter Crunk comments now. What I mean by that is like they think of them as games that people play together in a house, like, as a party, instead of making it a functional online experience if they're going to go that route. And this game is just like, we're going to try to emulate the party experience when you're online. And that will just be like when you have your friends, no matchmaking, no extra stuff, no trying to get a bunch of people in here to make it easier. It just feels like mishandling these games when they could be doing so much more, or just give us what we've really been asking for from this game, more difficult levels. You could have done both in this. This could have been a combination of here's some side mini games, and then here is just one new world of very challenge, like a special world equivalent from Super Mario World. And I would have been like, yeah, that is a really good way of making this feel valuable to a bunch of different people. This $20 DLC.
They do have some like challenge levels. They have these like training things with like different categories of like, beat the level and keep your invincibility star the entire time. Beat the level as fast as possible. Beat all the enemies and stuff. But there's like no leaderboard stuff. It's just like you get this water currency that you can use to water flowers in Bellabel Park and change the flowers out with this new customization stuff. It's just, boy, there was really none of it that was like, this is a $20 upgrade or this whole package is an $80 thing. Just really not doing anything for me.
Wait, how much is this?
Kirby
$20.
It's 80 if you don't have Wonder, if you just want to like buy it on your Switch 2 with this, it's $80 total. If you have Wonder, it's a $20 upgrade pack.
It's the way they've been doing all of their sort of DLCs for Switch 1 games, where it's like, hey, we have Breath of the Wild for $60, so for the Switch 2 edition, if you want to get the $20 DLC, you could do that, or $80 for the Switch 2 edition with the DLC.
I'm surprised they're not doing the same thing like they did where, like, if you have NSO, you get it.
They've only done that for a handful of games.
Mario Kart did that.
Right.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
I think the Zeldas are actually just a $10 thing because it's just an upgrade,
it's,
right?
It's a $10 thing for the $70 game, I think, right?
Yes, exactly. It's an expansion, right? So like Kirby was an expansion Forgotten Land, right? So that's why that one is $20.
Right. Oh,
like
okay.
This one is
right. Breath of the Wild was $10 and went up to $70. Okay, I see. Yes.
Right. Oh yeah. So like, So like to me, I don't know if this seems as even content rich as the Kirby thing, which did kind of feel like a whole new single player campaign, even though it was sort of remixed levels. That felt more substantial than this does.
It does.
Great question from Sam O'Nice in the chat, who we met at PAX and was very nice.
Yes.
Dan, can 2D Mario games not be mainline anymore? That's correct.
No, we're not talking about this yet. That's obviously an insane, stupid,
no, it's great. No, he has the right read on it.
Opinion.
Don't say that about Sam O'Nice.
Some people think things are gimmicks. We argued about this during dinner the one night for a while, and I don't know why we do.
Yeah, it legitimately makes me mad. And now watching what just happened to Mike, I got to remind myself I can't do this to myself anymore. I've got to stop.
Yeah, Chuck posted a behind-the-scenes video in the behind-the-scenes channel in Discord of this very argument. Meanwhile, Backlar and I are trying to have an earnest conversation about like cameras and like filming things.
I mean, mine was earnest. I want you to know.
Oh no, I know that.
It was dumb, but it was earnest.
Yeah, it's earnest.
You guys get progressively louder and louder and louder about it.
I don't believe that.
No,
me,
man. So this was one of the first PAXs I remember or meeting IRL events where like so many different people came up to me and was just like, wow, Dan's voice really carries, huh?
Yeah.
I've been hearing that like my whole life.
I heard that, I want to say, at least 5 times.
My dad's been telling me that for a very long time, yeah. I guess it's probably true.
A little bit.
That's not up for debate, I think.
Speaking about like kind of remasters or collections, I guess I've been checking out Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection. For folks that don't know or may have forgotten, Mega Man Star Force is somewhat similar to Mega Man Battle Network. I believe these came out on the Nintendo DS, where they flipped that format, similar-ish enough gameplay, but instead of being having a field of tiles, this is behind the back, and your Mega Man avatar person only has access to like 3 lanes versus like the full 9 tiles that you get in Battle Network. I know these games weren't like the best received because people either wanted an evolution from this concept or just more of the same from Battle Network. But this is it's a fairly good collection. It has all 7 Star Force games. They have like I forget what they're calling it, but a filter that where they have redone a little bit of like the character portraits. So those have been updated. It's kind of like a general smoothing filter. Overall, I haven't had any like performance issues with it, except for a couple of the cutscenes where as the camera is panning, it's like kind of like jittery, and I can't figure out why it's doing that. But I just want more of these style of games. I just want more Mega Man in general. And I know they have that contest for another 2D Mega Man game, but Mike, is that same Mega Man game the one that had the voice actor controversy?
Yes, the new one coming out.
Yes.
The 12 but not 12. Yes, that's the one where the Capcom is weird about SAG-AFTRA and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even. I've always felt weird about Star Force. Obviously, I love Mega Man.
Sure.
Real quick, just to help you place it, this is the one with the lane-based combat?
Yes,
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Three
okay.
lanes.
Is it a MOBA?
No,
lanes.
not a MOBA.
Not those kind of lanes. There's no jungle.
Like a puzzler sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a jungler. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like Battle Network, I liked a bit. I played 2 of them, and then I was like, okay, I kind of get it with this. I don't need to play all of these ones. And then by the time Star Force happened, it was sort of confusing. Like, okay, so this is Battle Network, but it's a little bit different. And they never reviewed particularly well. So I don't know. I never felt that intrigued by it as much as I love Mega Man. Do you think as a Mega Man fan, I should check these out, Jay? Or do you think I'm still kind of okay putting it off to the side and replaying Mega Man 3 for the 200th time?
I think you're okay not checking it out, Mike. I know that these games, like Battle Network and Star Force specifically, had kind of a cult following. It's going to be controversial here, Mike. This is my Mega Man. Battle Network is my Mega Man.
I get that, yeah. And there's people, yeah, and there's definitely some Mega Man fans who love both, but there are kind of almost 2 communities as well.
Two
it's
camps,
a different
yeah.
thing, yeah.
And there's a special third camp with Legends over there, and I
Well,
Legends,
Legends,
to those people.
Yeah. Oh no, I respect Legend.
no, I feel bad for those people. I want them to get their comeuppance.
Right. Real quick, so if someone was maybe interested,
Yes.
but they're like kind of waiting around because whenever I go back to these old games, they never hold up the way people say. Are there like quality of life features, like the rewind, save states, all that stuff's just there and functions, maybe makes it a little bit easier to get into?
Yeah, all of the quality of life stuff that they added to the Legacy Collection here, they have like a general speed up thing, so your walk is sped up. You can speed through cutscenes.
That stuff helps me so much, yeah.
Oh, 100%. Especially if you're just like I've always really enjoyed the story also in most of the Battle Network games, and at least the first 2 Star Force games. And if you just kind of want to blast through it, like go through like a no fail state, they have that on. Or if you want like a little bit of a challenge but not too much, they have an option where you upgrade your regular blaster so that does more damage, and that's kind of has like a turbo button on it, so you can just dump as Mega Man. And yeah, if you just kind of want to like speed your way through the game, they have all those options there. They also have the option if you want to just use the original graphics. It's interesting, and I feel like a lot of games not necessarily struggle with this, but when you have a remaster or a collection of DS games, they have to play that awkward tango of like, all right, where do we put that second screen? Do we need it? Do we have it? And they pull it off fine enough here. If you're just playing with like the center screen option, so like a singular one, they'll just peel off all the extraneous info onto like a little pip on the side. Or you could play with a format or that has both present at all times. But if you're a fan of Battle Network and wanted more of that, this is kind of that. It has that whole battle chip system, but here I believe they call it cards, and all of that. There, familiar faces across the board. They'll have this version of a Proto Man, this version of a Guts Man. Time wise, I think this is like several decades after the Battle Network series is supposed to conclude.
This is to like
X versus Mega Man?
Yeah, it's like Mega Man to Mega Man X is kind of similar to Battle Network to Star Force. It's just like in the future.
Years.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like kind of the same world, but so much time has elapsed that it may as well be completely different.
One last dumb question for the uninitiated. These games had like those Pokemon style red, blue sort of things,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
For me, whenever I saw that, I'm like, I think this is probably not for me. because they're trying to to get one over on families or families with kids and stuff like that. And I know what kind of game that's probably going to be, and I just didn't even try it.
What about Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons?
That was definitely them trying that same thing, right? But
Okay,
those are
but
much
those
more
are
different
two-
games.
Those are
Two
two
games,
completely
yeah.
different
much
games.
more
yeah.
different games, yeah. But they were definitely trying the same concept, yeah, in a Zelda way.
The neat thing, and I forget if the Battle Network collection that came out a year or two ago did this, but in Star Force, they have a competitive multiplayer mode where you can play against other people online, which is really sick because there was a very niche homebrew community of competitive Battle Network. People firing that up, but you had to jump through several hoops. Like you had to fire up Hamachi on your own network, and then I just want to eat the tuna and not fire up a separate program. But yeah, neat. If you were a fan of Mega Man Star Force, I highly suggest this. Gang, we played quite a bunch of things at PAX. Well, kind of. Actually, it's just Grubb playing all of these.
Mostly, yeah.
But Grubb, you
I played nothing.
I played walk around and have fun with my friends. That's what I played.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you all left me on Sunday, and my flight wasn't until much later, so I played a few games while you guys were gone.
And one of those games, Jeff Grubb, was Tiny Metal 2.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Tiny Metal. The first one, it's a little confusing. There's been two, but the first one was okay. These are Advance Wars style games, and the first one was okay. Then they did a follow up, and I can never remember the subtitle, but when I was
Tiny
there,
Metal, Full Metal Rumble.
Thank you, Full Metal Rumble. They referred to it as a sidequel because they're like, oh, now we're doing the real two. That sidequel was very good. Like what now?
Mario Wonder. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. It's so the thing about that one is it was improved in every way, and I was like, oh, they did a sequel. It's a complete upgrade. They figured it all out. They are doing even more now with Tiny Metal 2, and the one thing that they did show off kind of right away is the co-op mode where you're playing Advance Wars with someone else, and it's like you could be two players, or you could be one person controlling two teams versus the CPU controlling two teams or something like that. But it was really fun to just like work with a stranger and be like, okay, you're out in the, you have a navy. I don't really have a navy. I'm on the land. Can you just sort of clear up the coastline so I can move up the coastline or whatever? And we can work together. And then there was this one really smart feature, which is pretty indicative of how this game really thinks through how to make Advance Wars feel more complete these days. This focus fire feature where I have a helicopter and a tank. And let's say I have the tank and he has the helicopter. The helicopter is a glass cannon a little bit. It can do a lot of damage, but if it gets hit by a lot of different units, it's going to take a ton of damage. So he can bring his helicopter in and focus on it, and then that won't fire right away until another one comes in and focus fires. And I could bring in my tank at this point, and we could begin planning these out ahead of time of like, okay, if you bring that in there and wait, my turn is next, I'll bring the tank in. So when I do focus fire, now the enemy, if it has any life left, it will retaliate at the tank instead of the helicopter, and the helicopter will be completely scot-free. And instantly, on turn 1.5, we began, me and the stranger, planning these strategies out right away. And to me, it was like, oh, that is a sign that they just made it super simple. It's a game that really conveys itself very well. It's easy to parse, and all of that plays into they can get a little bit more complicated with the potential strategies that players can implement because it's such a simple game to get at the base level.
I'm sorry, Grubb. Did you mention, was this person like directly next to you, or was it just like?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was coming up to play. I actually saw the guy. He was trying to play, and then he realized it was a co-op. And I was gonna. He left. I was gonna go to the station, and I was just gonna go back and forth and play both. But he's like, "Oh, can I play with you?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And we just started playing and talking to each other. Next to each other. It was really great. I could see people doing that. Also, I could see myself just still playing solo and doing both things and controlling both armies at the same time, and that working just fine. It was great to go there also because I got to see Melky, who's doing PR for them. That's James Melky. He used to work at EGM. It was just great to talk to him.
That's the GOAT.
Legend. He is fantastic. He also was like, you guys should go to Japan. Although he apparently moved to New Zealand, which made me really jealous. I'm like, you could just do that. Man, that's great. But he was. They also had a prototype for a game called Project Blitz, which I also have listed here, which is a sort of an advancement of Bomberman. It takes their kind of character models from Tiny Metal and has you playing a bunch of different soldiers. And what you're trying to do is there's like one tank, and you're trying to get in the tank to go into these zones to score points. Once you're in the tank, you're pretty immune to most fire. Someone would have to hit you a lot to get you out of there, unless they get a pickup for something like an RPG. Once they hit you with the rocket, you get stunned. Then someone can come in and swoop the tank and steal it. It becomes very chaotic very quickly. Plays very much like a Bomberman, has that same perspective, but it feels like there's a lot more going on in it than a Bomberman. So once again, they kind of have this idea, and they're taking it a little bit deeper. And I was pretty impressed by that. They say it's a prototype. It's pretty early, but they also seem to want to get it out soon. And they have this idea of like, it's multiplayer only. We're trying to get it in at like under $10. So it's going to be pretty light. We're going to have a handful of stages, handful of power-ups, things like that. And we're just going to launch it out there and see what people think. So hopefully that happens soon. I'm really looking forward to that.
Very, very neat. Actually, Dan Reichert and I also played a game together at PAX East. We were shepherded by the one and only Jesse Vitelli as we were perusing the show floor. We checked out Crokinole. It was...
Dan does not seem to remember this.
Dan, we had a lovely moment.
Me?
Yes, you were sitting right across from me at this table.
This is a video game. Oh, the circle flicky thing. Yeah, that was great. I like that.
Yeah,
I was
circle
confused.
flicky
I
thing.
I'm at a video game. I was like, I don't think I played a game there. Oh, yeah, we flicked the things. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
What?
very, very neat little tabletop, or not tabletop,
Hit
I
it,
guess
Dan.
a board game.
I mean the clitoris.
Thank you. Hey,
Just waiting.
Dan, I'm just letting you know.
I was debating it, and then Grubb, you said it. And it's like, all right.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it.
Dan, if you want, I got a lot of audio clips from Portal Pals.
Oh, do you? Yes,
Yes.
please
Lot
provide
of-
those. Yes.
A lot of clean audio.
If you did the swearing only cut of Portal Pals, it would still be about the same runtime as the actual Portal
yeah.
Pals. Yeah.
Filthy show, everybody. That's why it's premium. We can't release it.
Yeah,
on
there
the
was-
normal internet.
YouTube wouldn't allow it.
There was actually one thing that Mary yelled very loudly that I had to think of, like, should we actually cut this?
Wow, I can't wait to see what that is.
my
I'm
God.
curious what that
Barry gets canceled because of Portal.
But Crokinole, it's kind of like a shuffleboard adjacent game. You and another person are flicking these little wooden discs. There's no sand on it or anything. It's just straight up wood on wood. And there are different quadrants and a general goal hole in the middle to sink your little
Saying a
Crokinole.
lot of words here, James.
Yeah, one after another.
one word after another. That's my masterpiece. Flicking it into the hole and everything. And I believe we didn't actually look up any official rules. Vitelli kind of just like dumped us into it. And there are different quadrants for potentially getting proper points. Dan and I were just like, what was that ball bearing game that had the best
Crossfire?
commercial? Yes.
Yeah.
Hell
Crossfire.
yeah.
We're just
Yeah.
crossfire
You'll get
styling.
caught up in the
Crossfire.
I like it because like I'm a big if I go to a bar and it's got either bocce ball or shuffleboard, I'm like,
Yes.
hell yeah. But both
Yes.
of those things require quite a footprint in a space. Whereas like this game was just like a big wooden circle that you
Yes.
put on a table, you know?
We played this in Boy Scouts in summer camp. Someone
Oh.
would bring one of these tables, and we would just play the entire time. Yeah,
I
That's cool. I
I
enjoyed
thought
it.
this was something new that Dan and I discovered. Never
it's
mind.
a 19th century Canadian dexterity board game. So those Canadians have been playing it for a while.
Wow! Shouts out to dexterity board games. I didn't know that it was a genre.
I didn't either. That sounds great. I think I can
Yeah.
get into that.
Jeff Grubb, to wrap up PAX East games, you also played possibly a longer name of a game than the Super Mario one. You played He-Man and the Masters of the Universe: Dragon Pearl of Destruction.
Yeah, this is the new one from Limited Run. This is an original game. It is a beat 'em up, and I thought it was right in line with the modern era of beat 'em ups. Of they understand that it's a console game now, and it doesn't need to be about inescapable attacks from enemies, so that they do enough damage. So you have to put in new quarters. They give you plenty of opportunities to avoid damage. The characters, at least I played as He-Man, big and heavy, fun to move around, fun to hit characters with. Felt like he had a pretty deep moveset, but one that's not so deep it's going to be overwhelming. It's not trying to be. Now it's escaping me. Dan, what was the one that we did? This is the run of
Absalom.
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 Yeah.
Absalom. Yeah. It's not trying to be deep like that. It's just trying to be more arcadey, but sort of kind of standing next to Streets of Rage 4. And I don't know if it's going to be quite as good as that, but I definitely came away wanting to play more. and also continuing to be very happy about this renaissance of beat 'em ups. It's like, oh yeah, they have figured that out. They have unlocked the fun in that genre, and I think they could just keep making these, because as long as you kind of play to the strengths of the characters that you're putting into here, and it doesn't have to be licensed characters, you could do original stuff like bring back Golden Axe or something like that. All that stuff would work as well. I think they are bringing back Golden Axe.
Altered Beast.
Yeah, Altered Beast. Yeah. Do a new Altered Beast that really tries to be a fun game this time. That would be awesome. So yeah, I was into it. I'm happy. This game's coming out pretty soon. I think it's coming out in April, so people get a chance to play it then.
Big, beefy pixels, man.
Right?
Yeah.
Those sprites are
These are good sprites.
That's what caught my eye when Audie Sorley originally showed this to me months ago. When we had him on the show and he was telling me about this. They're working on it, and it was like, yeah, okay, that's awesome. And then I saw it, was like, oh, this looks beautiful. So very happy with it.
Did y'all know that they're making a He-Man movie?
Yeah,
Yes, I
Jared
just saw the
Leto
trailer.
Skeletor.
Yeah.
Oh,
It looks
Which
rough.
he is though. But he is though.
Yeah, maybe it's great
anyone like
casting,
that,
actually.
man? Does anyone like, I'm big Jared Leto guy?
Yes,
don't
there
know.
are many, many, many people
Really?
who like
30
yes,
Seconds to
they're all-
Mars, right?
They're all
He's been deeply
42-year-old
unlikable
white
for
women.
decades now.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
well, he's Jordan Catalano, dude. Get your shit
What's that
together.
mean? What the fuck does that
What?
mean?
My so-called
My
life.
so-called life? Are you
Oh,
kidding?
whatever.
Are you kidding? Do you know the lengths at which people, specifically middle-aged white women, will go?
Oh,
Man. Yeah, they liked him. He's
That's-
pretty, and that still goes a long way. Apparently,
That's the demo I'm constantly trying to attract. Anyway.
He killed Tron.
yeah.
The franchise?
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
No,
They do
Tron
that
was
in the
even
movie?
in that
That's
movie
weird.
called Tron. They didn't even have Tron in it. Put
The Tron
Tron in your
dude?
Tron movies, for love of God.
who's Tron?
He's the guy.
Jeff.
There's
no,
a
not
guy
Jeff
named
Bridges.
Tron in Tron?
Yes.
Yeah, Jeff Tron.
I thought Tron was just the bike game.
Jeff
No, there's
Tron
a guy
sounds
named
like an
Tron.
executive for Google.
He
I'm-
fights
look,
for
I'm
the
not-
users.
I'm not gonna like die on the Jared Leto hill here. I think his
Please
band
don't.
sucks. I don't enjoy most of anything he does, but dude's done some decent acting at one point.
He's on a run right now of poisoning big brands.
Yes.
That's all.
Right.
Every time he shows
He's
up
the
at one,
cooler. He's the
he's like,
cooler.
we were going to do a good movie. Then Jared Leto showed up. He's like, I have an
Yeah.
idea for Tron Ares.
Yeah.
And people are like, what? Again? Stop him.
Yes.
He
Yes,
has.
but I understand the deep dislike people have for him, especially triggered by the original Joker situation. Of course, yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
definitely
Way
has
predating that. Holy shit.
Xbox heat for sure. Just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
go
way.
away.
Xbox Heat.
I'm trying to speak Dan's language.
Oh.
Don't worry.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Got it. No,
Yeah.
I know what that is. I know who that is.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. 1, 2, 3, kid. All right. Moving on along.
Dan, you're great.
Thank you. That almost felt like a garbage transition, but that's okay because Jeff Grubb is here playing Junk Runners.
That's right. Have any of you heard of Junk Runners?
From
No,
you,
but it
The one
sure
that had
sounds
the-
like one of yours.
Is it in
not.
a trailer where there's trucks and tornadoes and stuff?
No, that would be awesome. It's nothing like that. It's actually, the real name is Junk Runners 64.
Okay.
And so you guys, it's a 64 game. You guys probably heard of that then, right, Dan? Come
Uh-huh.
on.
Oh, yes.
You haven't, because this just came out 2 weeks ago.
No,
It's
I'm saying I've heard of the Nintendo 64, not
Oh,
Junk
yeah.
Runners.
Yeah, I'm saying like, yeah, it's a new N64 game though. So it's like someone like went
Oh.
back. It runs on shoot N64 hardware. It is an open world that is the size of Skyrim with incredible draw distance that solves the problem with draw distance on the N64. It
How
is,
did they do that?
this looks
So-
cool.
He has a video where he
Yeah.
does explain it, and it's kind of ingenious. So there's a bunch of reasons why the draw distance on N64 is a problem, and only part of it is performance. A big part of it is anytime they start giving it more draw distance, there is a fight in the computer about which object it should draw first, and it becomes a jumbled mess very quickly after a few hundred meters. So they kind of the solution for all the games on the N64 was use the fog to blur things. This solves it by
Oh.
when you're close, it has that standard N64 draw distance, and it will draw on things at a certain level of detail. If it's far away, which it does for like the top half of the screen, it sort of like layers it behind the near stuff. It scales everything up. So they're basically giant, like you're for that side of the world, you're like a little guy in a giant world, but it doesn't look that way because they just have these less detailed polygons and models that look good enough on the N64 that it just becomes this seamless open world. Now it's a It is. What's it called when they have the 2 weeks and they're like just sort of putting together a
Fortnite?
a game jam.
Yes.
Yeah, so Fortnite worth of game jam. It is. The idea is, hey, we're going to see if we can make this work. And he might have had longer than 2 weeks, but it was a game jam, so it was a certain amount of time. So it's a pretty simple game, but he found some way to like make it fun and to play into the gimmick. It's like you get these maps that show you a crude representation of the world, and you need to go explore the world and unlock the real map that you have to match up these map chunks and find like gears and stuff, and then you take it back to your home base, and there's these things you need to fix, and then there's a cool little fixing mini game where you gotta like move the objects around in a 3D world, line them up correctly, and repair your machinery or whatever. Cool. It's super well done. Really cool, and I got it running on the analog 3D this morning. I was just playing like an hour's worth of it. And I was just like, I cannot believe that an N64 game can look this way. It's unbelievable.
Wow. Yeah, you can put it on Everdrive, play it on a like actual 64. I mean, obviously,
that's what
analog is doing
That's
it.
Cool.
Wow.
So on paper, this could have been done in that generation.
There's nothing that would have prevented them from doing this back then.
Wow.
Except for
That's
maybe
nuts.
like institutional knowledge. Like this is why
Yes.
like late N64 games can look better than early N64 games.
Sure.
And like, what if we just
So
kept
you're
doing
saying
that?
they were stupid back then?
I mean,
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. I would like
All
that.
all bad at their jobs. Yep.
Yeah.
Hate to see
Yeah.
it.
They were like figuring out that Silicon graphics hardware while they were making Mario 64, and Mario 64 in terms of like the performance and optimization is a complete mess. And people have like optimized that over a time and got it to run at 60 frames per second on the N64. So yeah, like Nintendo didn't really have the documentation to teach anyone what they knew, let alone the things that they didn't know. This is just ingenious ways of using the weakness of the hardware
That's
as
amazing.
an advantage.
That's
This is really impressive.
I can feel myself getting ready to dip my toes into the decompiled stuff.
Ooh.
I did some of that like Ship of Harkinian Ocarina stuff, and I got a friend who perhaps was going to give me a bunch of other games that have been decompiled soon, and I'm looking at the list. I'm like, oh, Star Fox 64. Ooh, I'd like to do some more Mario, at like 240 frames a second. Like that sounds pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man.
I've been very Star Fox curious the last couple of days because of we'll talk about in the news. But what Star Fox game do I go play?
64. It's just 64.
Yeah, it's 64 is the answer.
Okay.
That's
Not the third person action one with like the
Nope.
blue fox
Nope.
lady?
All I didn't know, Jan, is the Super Nintendo one is very good because it was kind of ahead of its time as far as 3D on console.
Sure.
Not great to play now. I've got nostalgia for it. 64, I've got nostalgia for it, and it's also incredible to play now. 64s, and then everything after that, you just want 64, and they won't give it to you, so just play 64. The 3DS version's great.
Okay. Noted. Thank you.
And-
Thank you.
I'm having fun watching now I'm watching Body Harvest, right? Because like that's kind of the the actual open world N64 game that we had, and it's Fog City, baby.
Yep, and the fog was like, it's like, oh, why don't they just do more pop-in? And the reason was it was really hard for them to figure out that long draw distance to even have a background layer. So yeah, it was a shame what a lot of those games ended up looking like. But this is like, oh man, an alternate reality.
I did unintentionally yell out the phrase blast core while watching The Sopranos recently with Paul. Because they just cut and like Anthony Jr. is playing blast core. Ah! I know that.
As you do.
Yes.
Of course.
Oh, Chad is saying your Symphony of the Night decompilation project is almost done. What is that? That's sprite based. What would that do?
You can decompile sprites.
It's widescreen.
Fudge up the map.
I mean, you
You can put it on
stuff.
PC for one thing, which it actually isn't.
which is
Right.
insane.
Right. So
Oh.
there's not like a native PC version of that game. You could
But I mean,
just have to emulate it.
Someone could make a mod for the PC version to like have it become multiplayer or something like that. Co-op Symphony of the Night.
Harmony of Despair. Yeah.
You could sprite swap pretty easily, things like that. Yeah.
Okay, I guess because I don't know the like tech end of it. I just whenever I've heard whatever it is, decompilation, it's just been like, oh, we unlock the frame rate and everything looks incredible, and like that's what I've seen so far. So, like,
that's the byproduct of the decompilation. Yeah.
Cool.
I see. Okay, I was picturing like what a sprite thing would look like.
Fantastic. And to cap things off, Jeff Grubb, you have played another game, another collection for the folks at home. This time it is Marvel MaXium Collection.
Yeah, I forgot this was coming out, and I came home, like I was talking to Fennell, and he's like, "Yeah, it's out today." While we were at PAX, when I get home, I will download that and play it. And it is another slick collection. I'll say that these games are very much like a lot of people just had these one way or the other, to the point where I was playing it and Steph like heard it and like came downstairs and was like, "Are you playing that Venom game?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she was watching. She's like, "Yeah, I played this all summer one summer and beat that game." It's like, yeah, everyone just has experience with it, and to that end, it is really good to just go back, check in on it. I did a comparison of like, oh, here's MaXimum Carnage on the Super Nintendo where I played it, and now here it is on the Genesis, and I'm like, oh, I do notice some differences, and it's always fun to do that. And they present it in a easy enough way that it makes it simple to bounce between all these different versions. It has the online multiplayer for the X-Men arcade game, which I've not used yet, but that is very enticing. I know that's rollback netcode, which just really says they are doing enough to care enough to implement that into a beat 'em up. That's pretty neat. And then, the rest of the games, like Captain America and the Avengers. So, yeah, you can play the arcade one, which is actually like pretty impressive looking. It's a Data East one, so it's not going to look as good as some other games from the time, but it looks way better than the NES port of that, which is what I grew up on, and is also in this collection. And it's like, it's fun to go back to that and remember renting this game a million times, and then to see what I could have gotten had I played this game ever in the arcade, which I might have done once or twice.
I remember obviously everyone remembers X-Men, but I remember playing a lot of the Captain America one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was like
pretty good.
It was like kind of like the same. Oh, it was just like a little more harder to find. It's just like wherever, like every arcade had an X-Men.
Yes.
Whether or not they had the Captain America and the Avengers is another story, but like that Game Vault place I took you guys to, they have one, and the first time I saw it, I had forgotten about it for 30 years.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, right. This thing.
It's just, it's Data East versus Konami. Like the X-Men arcade game, really obviously well made, and it takes a little bit of, you got to bring some love to Captain America and the Avengers to really get the most out of it, but I still think it's worth playing.
Seeing this collection, I just forgot how dominant like Venom and the X-Men were over this whole
Venom
time
was-
period.
yes.
Yeah, they're huge in the 90s. Yeah. But like there's things that are interesting. That Silver Surfer game for NES is, infamously difficult, has a really good soundtrack though. Yeah, like MaXimum Carnage, some people had that. It's not some amazing game, but it was kind of iconic of that era. But yeah,
Red cartridge
arcade game. So
Ooh.
Yep,
There's a red cartridge, yeah.
Good
Yeah.
looking
Super Nintendo.
SNES cartridge, yeah.
Yeah, and I never played it. I didn't even know it had a sequel back in the day with
Separation Anxiety also in this. Yes. I just
I'm
haven't
kind of
touched it.
curious to play it.
Separation
man.
anxiety. What?
That's what it's called.
That was the
Game.
name of because Maximum Carnage was the name of a comic series, and Separation Anxiety was the name of another comic series.
I think
Wow.
it's about like the
comics.
symbiote, like leaving one of the characters or something like that.
Gotcha.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go.
I rented the Silver Surfer game, and I remember thinking like it was way too hard, but for a Game Genie game, one where you just kind of like put in a bunch of codes and have fun with it, I
sure.
really liked that game a lot. And then it's not in this collection, but do you remember the Wolverine NES game? Adamantium was it Adamantium
Yes.
Rage?
that was an
the one where-
LJN joint, I think.
Yeah, it's real bad.
And great music again, but it drove me fucking insane that like you want to use the claws, you hit select to bring them out, and then it takes your health down. It's like one of those moves in a brawler where it's like, it's good, but it takes your own health away.
Right.
It's like all I want to do is claw things as Wolverine, and it's just like killing you every time you do it.
Right, and a character who famously regenerates himself at all times is for some reason
Right.
taking damage when using his claws. Pretty dumb.
They should make a new Wolverine game.
Yeah. Not
One
too
day.
violent though. Just like an even amount of violence. Folks, that does it for video game talk.
No, it doesn't. I forgot one.
Well, did you put it on the document?
I did. Oh, blaming
I
me.
see it. And Mike snap at him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Oh, wow. Some of it got
thank
to the
God the
gate.
gate is getting that.
shit.
Actually, you know
Bring
what?
up my recording.
I
Damn it.
will own up my own mistake here, and I think I had to put my blinders on because of the little raccoon that I am, and that if I have played this extensively already, and the more that I play of it, the worse my life is going to be, because we are talking about Raccoin, the coin pusher game. Dan, Mike, you've been playing a lot of this.
I'm like probably 6-7 hours into it, I think. Mike, you played a good amount, right?
Yeah, I'm somewhere around then. I like still. I definitely enjoy playing it. I still am not sure exactly how I feel about it. It's a real feast or fathom one of these kind of games. It feels like either I got nothing going on, and those runs are dying really fast, and I'm like
Sure.
really struggling to get past the goal, or it's almost automatic how easily I'm blitzing through it.
Yeah, like the highs are high where it's like, okay, I got this spin. It's a coin pusher roguelite. So imagine Balatro, but instead of poker, it's a coin pusher, like from a bowling alley arcade. And so like you'll get something.
I'm sorry, I said Fathom instead of Famine, and now chat's making fun of me. I'm sorry.
You didn't have to point it out. Now people are going to point it out more.
I have to self-report.
So you'll get like, you can do these like spins, like a spin of a wheel or whatever when you get a combo, and it'll create like a huge tower of coins.
Right.
And it's so satisfying because like every coin does have like a really good physics to it. Like that's the whole game, is the physics of like the coins falling down. And so let's say it's good enough to just get the tower, but then it's like, oh, you can get like these exploding coins or all these different ways you can like, oh, I got this power up that's going to like change every coin within this radius, and that can change the size of it and cause the whole tower to fall down. And suddenly you've got like, 30 times the amount of points you need to clear this particular stage or whatever. Like there's moments where I'm like, hell yeah. But then there are also a lot of moments where it's like, okay, I am just kind of like think, just kind of throwing the coins in, because you can pick from the left or the right as far as where the coins come in. And every round you get a certain amount. Like let's say you get 12, 15, you can get different things that adjust that. And then you have the one that kind of goes back and forth, and that's the special coins. And so you'll have all these ones where these special coins where it's like, okay, this one's a bunny, and if a bunny coin touches another bunny coin, it will breed one or two other bunny coins. So you can try to do stuff like, okay, going to get all these together in one spot here, and then these are like shit coins, and then if you fertilize the shit, it turns into this, or if you water the plant coin. There's just a lot of different coin types going on, and it's kind of hard to track. Like if you hover over any of it, it'll tell you, but like they're always moving, and so you have to like pin. There's like a way you can pin the description, which is a little odd, a little clumsy.
It's very visually dense and busy. Especially like the later, if you're having a good run. But I've like often found myself also, Dan, just like, wait, what is my build? What am I going for? Oh, that coin is here too. Right.
Yeah. And it can definitely like in the early hours overwhelm you with stuff where it's like, okay, this autofill thing came in and said it's 1 out of 10 autofill. I don't know what I did to trigger that. I don't know how I get more of it. I don't know how I see how many I have left. And it's just kind of through playing, you kind of realize like, oh, okay, if I clear out one big area here, I have a certain amount of autofills that can kind of fill in the space with coins and stuff like that. But it is just constantly throwing like a billion things like that at you, and you just kind of have to figure it out. Some of the stuff is well tracked on screen. Some stuff is just kind of tricky. And like there's power-ups that I still don't really know how to use properly. Like, oh, I got this fragile fish thing that lets me put a fish skeleton somewhere on the lower level of the coin pusher. And so I realized conceptually I could direct coins in a particular way. I could kind of funnel them, but I still haven't gotten to the level of strategy where I see why that would be super useful, Yeah,
no, part of me is like, because some of the coins are good to keep in the playfield and not score. So I'm like, am I just using the fish to keep those coins in play? Maybe. It's a lot to keep track of. Sometimes I do kind of feel like that Moon Knight meme, like random shit go. Like I'm kind of throwing everything out there.
Yeah.
Part of me feels bad comparing all of these to Balatro, but also Balatro exists.
I mean, so that real quick, that was going to be my question, because on the ride home from the airport, I started playing Balatro again, and I was like, well, should I just play Raccoin? And I'm like, look, I get that this is a genre now, and I love that. I do like that people are riffing on it. I have no like moral case against these games. I wouldn't want to feel that way. But I'm like, some of them are going to have to do a lot more than what they're doing to just be like, why wouldn't I play Balatro instead?
Yeah. Yeah, it's I think we saw this to another degree with Clover Pit,
right?
Which was like, okay, what if instead of poker it was a slot machine roguelite, and we Balatroed that up, and like that had a lot of cool aesthetics, and the idea was cool, but then it's like, okay, well, pulling the slot machine lever is not as fun as like doing poker strategy. Whereas this is significantly better than Clover Pit, I would say. I'm enjoying this more than that, but it's well below the heights of Balatro, again, which is an insane comparison because Balatro is like one of the best games ever at this point. But if you're looking for like, oh, this is the Balatro of coin pushers, it's not quite that,
Yeah,
right.
Slots and Daggers was another roguelike slot machine game that came out last year. Also didn't quite hit those highs that Balatro was able to do. Y'all think we're gonna quickly run out of casino roguelike games? Because I feel like we're there now.
No, they'll figure. Like, Dan earlier was talking about how much he likes bocce, and I know it's not casino, but I'm like, a bocce roguelike, huh? Right?
Oh, interesting.
It's going to be so many things. But part of it, even here, though, is how much at a base level, how much fun is a coin pusher compared to poker at a base level?
Oh,
right?
coin pushers are dog shit.
It's not really a game. Now, there's a lot of great sights and sounds, and I think Raccoin's very good at, it feels good, it sounds good. I like the coin physics a lot, and I still am enjoying myself when I'm playing it, but it's not reaching the highs of this genre for me.
I'm calling it here. Bingo.
I'll call it
Balatro.
boom blocks, but Balatro. That's what I want.
When Mike said bocce, I was thinking give me a Wii remote. I need a Wii remote.
Yeah, so Wii remote, right?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay.
There's not a bocce Wii game?
There might be, but I want one that has the roguelike progression.
I bet the closest we got was a curling part of an Olympics game.
Like
Mario Sonic Olympics.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, we're going to go hit the slots and take a quick bricky break, and we'll be back with the news, unless I forgot anything else. No?
I think you're clear.
I just want to buy dice now. Is that what happens when you leave PAX? You're just
yeah,
just
because now they got glasses with dice on them, or like glasses holders, the string things, but now they're dangling dice all over them.
Oh, dangling dice.
Just dice?
Yeah.
Stacey bought dice last year, and she's like, "Don't worry, I'm not going to buy any more dice." And I'm like,
Should buy more dice.
Is it because it's crystal adjacent?
I think you hit the nail on the head there, Jan.
There we go. We're going to go take a quick break. We'll be back with the news right after this. This is Jeff Grubb with the news. Jeff Grubb. Oh, I also forgot. I went to Casso Fest. The video's out now. Go check that out. I send it. That's it.
Tremendous.
News, Jeff Grubb.
Yeah, Nintendo leaks. They're happening. Nintendo's planning a new Star Fox and a major Zelda remake this year, but no 3D Mario. The rumor is that soon, like in the summertime, maybe even the early part of summer, following his appearance in the Super Mario Galaxy movie, Fox McClub will return in a new Star Fox game that calls back to the classic Star Fox style and then has very impressive visuals and online multiplayer. And it could be out in June or July, could maybe later in the summer, but it just doesn't sound like that's the case. So the rumor mill's making it sound like it's much sooner than that. The other side of this is, okay, well, are we still going to get that 3D Mario this year that people keep talking up as a possibility, despite the fact that Bonanza happened? And the reason for that would be we are getting that Mario movie, and it's been the 40th anniversary of Mario this entire time going up until the movie. It's like, well, no, it sounds like once that movie happens, they will shift focus to the 40th anniversary of Zelda instead. And to go along with that, they're going to apparently have a pretty big budget remake of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time for the N64. Not a remix, not a remastered like for the 3DS, a full remake. And yeah, that sounds cool as well. There are other rumors, but we could start there. I think that sounds pretty cool to me. I mean, Star Fox coming back is great.
Yeah, Grubb. These are two things that I would be very excited about. Now, I've just seen like a headline or something about this. This is the most I've actually heard about it now. What percent are you like? If we're putting money on this or whatever, what percent certainty would you have about?
So yeah,
A or B here happening.
That's why we're starting with the Star Fox and Zelda stuff, because this stuff seems pretty likely. I think this seems very like. So Nate the Hate originally said it. Very good Nintendo track record recently, and then VGC backed it up with their own reporting and their own sources, and it lines up with like stuff that I hear that I can never verify from people that give me stuff that's sometimes right and sometimes wrong. So I just never repeat anything myself. But I've heard similar stuff to this, especially when it comes to Zelda. But you hear about that every year. So I've not been able to confirm it, but I trust VGC and Nate the Hate on this one. So I think these both are very likely. Now, there was this weird thing here where in the lead up to these rumors, there was some like a post about, hey, we're going to talk about the future of Nintendo. What are your predictions? And one of the comments said both of these things exactly, that there would be a Star Fox and Zelda thing. And then they said there's also going to be a couple of Super Metroid things, or a couple of Metroid things, a remake of Super Metroid that keeps a pixelated style coming from Mercury Steam, and then a new Metroid game that is a follow-up to Dread. That one I'm a little bit less certain about, but I do think that Nintendo is probably going to have Mercury Steam make a new Metroid game do they do Super Metroid as well? That's the one that's hard for me to like really begin believing, because I would like to see that, but I also think that's such a perilous thing to try to pull off.
The Metroid stuff, I'll believe when I hear more. But
Yes.
you know, what's going on here with Star Fox Zelda? It just makes sense. It feels like we've been hearing about Ocarina of Time remake a little bit even before this. That rumor has kind of been swirling around, and it makes a lot of sense. Ocarina of Time is still kind of the Zelda game. The last remake was in 2011. Long time. There's now more time from now to then than that remake in the original release in '98.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah, right. Isn't that wild? And this time, you know, I bet it might be a bit more than just a graphical update. There might be a bit more to it. And I'd be very excited about that.
I think it'll be somewhere between Crisis Core and RE2 in terms of style of remake, but I think it's going to be a big boy remake. Yeah,
right.
And the format of the game, like I think that would still be awesome. Even like removed from nostalgia, it'd be so cool if like a new generation could play Ocarina, because it really is kind of a perfect Zelda.
Yeah, I don't think
game.
I don't think you need to do a whole lot necessarily, but some quality of life stuff, maybe some editing, maybe some surprises. Right, that's what's so good about the Resident Evil remakes, is that like, oh, this idea here has been expanded upon or twisted around a little bit. Stuff like that could be really cool. And then yeah, Star Fox, it's been a long time. Star Fox has been licking its wounds a bit since the Star Fox
64.
Zero debacle. I mean, for a while, they've struggled to, kind of get something going again. The closest was just the remake of Star Fox 64 on the 3DS. So you go back to that, you make a classic style. The challenge there is, how are people going to feel about that? Because those games are kind of short. Now, you're supposed to play them a bunch of different times and see different routes, and maybe they're going to be able to kind of get that across. Maybe they roguelike it up a little bit to really kind of emphasize the kind of, you play this game a lot of different times aspect of it. But boy, on-rail shooters in general just feel like they've been kind of missing for a while. Indies have been picking up that slack a bit, but I would love to see what it looks like for a Nintendo make a spiffy on-rail shooter in 2026.
I'm looking back at my review of Star Fox Zero for the Wii U, which is now almost exactly 10 years old. And I gave it 2 out of 5 stars for Star Fox Zero. And I end the review by saying, Nintendo finally released the Star Fox game that I thought I wanted, but it leaves me wondering what place Fox McCloud has in today's gaming landscape.
Oh, it's your fault.
10 years ago. Yeah. I killed Fox McCloud.
All of these things that we're talking about makes sense from the perspective of Nintendo seems pretty focused on the movies. So there was Fox McCloud on the poster for the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and that made a lot of people start to say, hey, maybe they are going to have a new game for Fox McCloud and Star Fox the way that they had for Donkey Kong when he showed up in the first movie. And now it does seem like that's the case. And they have the Zelda movie coming up, and that movie's very likely going to have, at the very least, it's going to pull a lot from Ocarina of Time. If it's not that exact plot, which it very well could be. So having that on the store shelf, they want that as well. And, Samus could appear in this Galaxy-based Mario movie, as well as, if not a in-credits thing, as just a very quick cameo. But
Nintendo might see her ship in the background at some point, I bet.
Exactly, at the very least, right? So it does seem like Nintendo is trying to make these things synergize in a real way. So that's interesting. I wonder if that's something that just really lined up serendipitously, or if that's something they're going to continue to try to emphasize on in the future. I think it's probably that. Probably the latter.
If they make a Metroid movie animated, yeah?
Not necessarily.
I don't know.
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
I would take an animated.
If Zelda's, honestly, if Zelda's live action, I think they made a Metroid movie. I think it would be live action. Now, I think that those characters will appear in crossover stuff as animated. Right.
Sure.
And, obviously, like, we're getting Fox McCloud getting the Pikmin. I absolutely believe that we are building up to a Super Smash Bros. Movie at some point in our lives here.
You guys seen Mario?
Yeah. I think we're
not sure when
Friday,
yet.
I think. Yeah.
I think like my brother's going like tomorrow during the workday, and I'm like, don't you have a job? What the hell? I can't go see the Mario movie because my video game job, and you can, being an electrical engineer, you're just gonna take time off, go with your family. What the hell is this?
It worked great for the first one with us being in Universal, but like I'm debating, I might just wait till it comes out on someone's Plex server or something.
Sure.
Wow.
Really? I definitely want to see it still.
I would go, but like I know Bonk would have no interest in it, so it's like I don't think I care enough about this to go by myself. So I'll watch it at some point on Plex or something.
I found out I'm going. I didn't know I had plans. But
Oh.
Apparently, I do have plans. I am
Oh,
going to
okay.
see it pretty soon.
Was that initiated by Dib or not?
That was a Dib initiated
Okay.
excursion.
It's because of Star Fox,
Dib
isn't it?
initiative.
Yeah, only for Star Fox. No, it's his birthday coming up, so I think he wants to go and take a couple friends, and then obviously hibachi. You know, that's how that
course.
goes.
Oh, yeah. Let's
Oh
go.
hell yeah!
The Dib dab at that we saw at PAX, right,
powerful.
Jan?
So
Yeah.
powerful. I feel like I lost 5 years of my life, but I gave them to Dib.
He's still talking about it.
It
He
was
should be.
like, yeah.
Like
was
last
impressive.
night before he got into the shower, he's like, "Yo, try and just come as close as you can to the Jan dab." And I was like, I can't hang, buddy. I'm
the
sorry.
dinner Dib dab was generational.
Yes, that's the new Triple D.
That's
Yeah.
fun to
Uh,
say.
The last aspect of this is, since all these rumors, there's been one more special Nick, who's had a pretty good record of Nintendo stuff recently, at the very least. Says as a follow-up to this, from what I've been told, we're getting a Zelda-themed limited edition Switch 2 console. Not sure if the game will be bundled or not. And Nintendo, a company that has done that 50 times before, I find that very plausible. Wouldn't be surprised at all. So we'll see. 40th anniversary is coming up. At the very least, they'll do something. Okay, confirmed. PS5 price is going up by at least $100.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
right? Finally.
Yes.
Sony's raising the price on all their PlayStation 5 consoles. This goes into effect April 2nd. So the day that we launch this podcast, if you're listening live or on Tuesday, you can still get one at the old price, I guess. Maybe they've sold out because people were rushing to pick them up. But again, across the board, they're going up by at least $100. The PS5, this is the standard one with the disc drive, which started at $500 in 2020, is now $650. The PS5 digital edition, which started at $400, has gone up 50% to $600. And then the PS5 Pro, which started at $700, is now $900. The PS Portal as well, the remote streaming device, went up 50 from $200 to $250. So across the board. This was, I mean, it's expected and yet still shocking at the same time, because we are so far into the generation that we're just not used to this still. Even though last generation things didn't go down in price all that much, it was a little bit kind of stagnant in terms of getting deals, but it went down some, and there was often like pretty steep deals where you could save a lot of money during the holidays. That's mostly not happening here, and then the price just steadily keeps increasing. We have talked about the reason for this ad nauseum at this point, but it's all the stuff you've heard. It's yes, RAM component prices are going up. They also just seem to be in a defensive mode, I should say, where they're not trying to necessarily grow the audience. They're just trying to make as much from the audience that's there. And to me, that says the audience that's going to show up for Grand Theft Auto 6. So when that comes out and GTA 6 is only on consoles, not on PC, and PlayStation's the default, they want to make sure this thing's priced to get the maximum amount of money from that as possible. And that this will set them up nice for that. But I wonder if it could backfire where people are just like, I'm not going to pay like $650 or whatever it is for the standard PS5 when I knew I could have got it for a cheaper price before. Now I just don't want to participate at all.
I think people are going to pay. I'll tell you why.
Sure.
I think they are too. Yeah.
I was
Because
going
we're
to ask.
fucking broken. And also, everything's broken.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, hold that thought, Jan.
Yeah.
I want to hear what you have to say. Every month, credit card debt eclipses the month before it.
Yeah,
I
it's bad
don't-
out there.
It is as bad as you think it is. It's 50 times worse.
I mean, everything's waiting to collapse. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just to me, this is sort of just like kind of like deathbed shit. You know, where you're just like, hey, before I breathe in my last gasp of oxygen, raise the PS5 $100 in price, please. Like, I don't know.
I mean, it shows you actually how dire things are on all sides, because you would think if you are looking at an affordability crisis that is already ongoing and is only looking to get worse and potentially turn into, a complete societal debacle, you would, as a company, be like, we need to reposition our stuff to find ways to make it more affordable, to make a better deal. And they don't even view that as an option. because for one, they don't know if they can grow into that audience, and then two, their costs are so high because they're getting slammed on components as well, and tariffs and any number of other issues. So they are like in the face of people not being able to afford these things, are still raising prices in an unprecedented way.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's bad across the board from all angles.
And this is worldwide. These price hikes.
Yeah,
right?
yes. People will give you. I'm sure in chat people can throw down some prices of what it's like in Australia and Canada that will blow your pants off in terms of just how astronomically expensive they are.
Do y'all think that this might potentially hurt GTA 6 sales? I know it's still going to sell gangbusters, but like, will it not
It'll
sell
be hard
as much?
It'll be hard to tell, right?
Yeah.
Because we can't do an A/B test of like, what's it like if the price didn't go up. Gosh, $900. I just have such a hard time wrapping my head around a console costing that.
This was the other thing during PAX weekend. After we all learned the news, we just occasionally be at a sidewalk or just standing there, and Mikey would just go, $900.
Right. It was a joke, but I mean, I just kind of kept thinking about it all weekend. And I mean, I know in our heads, like, well, that's the premium one. I mean, it used to be that the mid-gen refresh kind of became the default one, and the Pro does not feel like the default one still. It feels very boutique and specialized. And I don't know anybody in my real life who has one. I can't imagine having one of these. I am so curious how many. The PS5 being that expensive, that's crazy also. And maybe, I think Backwell, you're right. Some people are still just going to pay that if they held it off so long and they want to get GTA. But a PlayStation 5 Pro at $900. Who's going to buy that? And what the hell is a PlayStation 6 going to cost in a year or two? Because that's got to be $1,000. And who's going to look at 4 digits for a console and feel okay with that?
Yep. Not most people that normally show up for consoles. It's going to be the diehard of the most diehard, and that's the other issue. Is I think a lot of people are going to feel pretty happy with their original PS5 going into the PS6 generation, as most games continue to get made at that level because it would just cost more money to make a game for a higher end device only, and then you have a smaller audience, and it just doesn't make any sense. It already hasn't made sense for a lot of developers this generation, when they could still be making stuff for PS4 for a very long time. And the PS4 sucked in terms of hardware. And the Xbox One and the PS4 had terrible hardware, and developers kept making for it. Now they have good long-term hardware in the PS5. And that's also what this price increases say, is that Sony believes they're going to be selling this thing for a long time. Even if sales have slowed overall, they think that this is a device that is going to be relevant for a very long time, well past 2028. Because this gives them a new baseline of establishing price, and they can lower it again one day if they want. But this means that this thing needs to be ready to continue to be sold. The other option would be, okay, let's just eat this, whatever these costs are, for a little bit, because we're going to have the PS6 soon. It's going to replace this. PS5 not being replaced anytime soon.
Yeah, I guess I am still a little surprised that they did not choose the latter there, where it's like eating some of that cost just because you do want the platform in a house. And just now that it's there, that's fine. The return on that is gonna be in your best interest. So at the same time, it's like, all right, well, the optimistic shelf life of this console certainly would mirror consoles of the past. And I feel like the knee-jerk reaction is to compare those trajectories to one another and sort of, do a little bit of predictive economics. But you kind of can't, because we are in such a unique, bizarro, different dimension that all that stuff really will not give you any meaningful takeaways. So good luck out there, everyone.
Last aspect of this, there was Kepler L2 on, I think, Reset Era, who's someone who does a good job of kind of getting the specs for upcoming hardware. He said he was doing a bill of goods, a bill of materials analysis for the rumored PS6. And says that if you kind of do that right now, it's about $760-ish, maybe a little bit less than that, somewhere in that range, $750. And people are like, okay, well, when we look back at what the PS4's bill of materials was, it was $450, and the thing launched for $500. And it's like, yeah, again, speaking to your point, Bacalar, I don't think you can use the past as prologue in this situation, because they learned the lesson that everyone rushed to get a $500 PS5 and then scalped it to like the actual functional price of a PS5 at launch was much higher, and Sony didn't get most of that money. And next time they're going to make sure that they are ready to capture as much of that money and hype as possible. So there's going to be a bigger premium on top of the bill of materials. And that's before we start talking about tariffs, before we start talking about rising fuel costs that absolutely contribute for moving a console from Asia to other parts of the world. And the rising cost of just like packaging materials, that's getting more expensive. And those things that was already $30 to $40 of the cost for like a PS5. So it's going to be $1,000 probably in one way or another for a PS6. Yeah. Maybe they have some stripped down other option. I still think they're going to have a PS6 Lite that is basically a PS5 Pro, and that will be repackaged, and that might be a little bit less expensive, but that's not going to be the real PS6 that we're going to be talking about.
It sucks that it feels like, or just looking at these numbers, that console gaming might become like a boutique hobby.
And they don't seem to be thinking that they could solve that. Yeah, they don't seem to think that there's a way around that. They're like, they feel like that's inevitable. And it's like, oh, I did not realize we were at that point, that these companies are sort of ceding that ground, and just be like, we know we have that audience that pays a lot. We're just going to focus on them, and then we're going to make sure we get as much money from those suckers as possible. So, hey, I'm a sucker. You're looking right at them. All right, let's see here. Continuing on, Disney may be interested in acquiring Epic Games at some point, it's claimed. So this is a story of someone being like, hey, the new CEO of Disney is super in on the idea of Epic, especially after really hating the $1 billion OpenAI Sora deal. And they, let me read some of this. So tech reporter Alex Heath suggests that Disney would be the most natural home for Epic due to the existing relationship, potential for park integration, like a Fortnite park, and integration of Disney IP into Epic's open world relationship, viewing it as a linchpin for the future interactivity of Disney Plus as a total Disney experience portal. Furthermore, acquiring Epic would also mean acquiring Unreal Engine, which is increasingly used in film and TV production. While Fortnite engagement has recently dipped, it remains a dominant social and entertainment platform for young people, making Epic an attractive prospect for Disney, especially in challenging Roblox, especially in terms of putting their IP into Fortnite as a way to keep them relevant. Look what it did for it helped out like The Simpsons, this like institution.
Sure.
Yeah.
It like definitely gave some like verve back to that. It's like Disney sees that and obviously already saw it when they were investing a lot of money into Epic. Obviously, you put two and two together here. Suddenly, when you lay off 1,000 people,
I was just
and you say you're trying to package it up for an acquisition,
exactly.
It all starts to make a lot more sense, especially.
Yeah,
And go ahead.
Got a quarter cheaper to run, right? Like that, that's it. Like that. Come on, we've been in this. We've personally been had front row seats to things like this before. It's very difficult to not make a very reasonable connection between these two things.
Yeah.
If this came out with without the layoffs, you're like, hey, sure, this, but with the layoff, this is just
that's a very real step. And the other side of that, it's like, it felt sloppy to me. Like I was like, we were going to talk more about that, but I was like, I bet we're going to get more and more information about this story because it just smelled off to me in terms of like, it sounded rushed. Like all the stories about, hey, they lay off a bunch of people that like just don't make a lot of sense. A lot of these people are very important to making Fortnite very good. And then there's like these PR disasters of laying off the person that had brain cancer or whatever. I'm sorry, I don't remember the exact malady that they had, but the person had life insurance under Epic, got laid off, and doesn't have life insurance anymore. And sounds like that's going to be a big problem for the family. And everyone's like, what the fuck, Epic? And Epic had to like walk that back. Just sounded quick and sloppy. So this stuff, we could be like talking about this acquisition happening here very soon is what it feels like to me. Mike, Disney perspective, what do you think?
It's weird because normally when Disney does these giant acquisitions, it's mostly about IP, right?
Yeah.
They didn't go after Fox because of their, backlot and studios and things like that. And Fortnite, like there is a Fortnite IP, right? Like, there's the llama and the bus and
Jonesy.
Don Fortnite with the blonde hair.
Right.
But but like Fortnite is mostly about other IP coming to
It's Happy Meals. It's Happy Meals. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So that's kind of a weird thing here. It's like, okay, so now Disney's going to own this sort of IP sponge. Yeah, they have a lot of their own IP they can just put in it, but are they still going to be making deals with K-pop demon hunters? Things like that. Like the idea of putting Fortnite in the parks, what the hell does that look like? It is funny because they just put Hercules in the game, right? And to me, it's still weird. Here's Hercules from the cartoon movie when I was a kid,
Right.
with a fucking shotgun going around shooting Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Peter Griffin. What the hell is the theme park equivalent of that? I mean, maybe there's something. It makes sense if they're not thinking about IP, and it's just a matter of we need a footprint in the video game space. That makes a bit more sense because, yeah, Fortnite is going to make money, but we've also seen that the whole other aspect of Epic, we're going to expand that. We're going to make Fortnite this platform because we're going to have this racing game and this music game and this Lego game in there as well. None of that has really worked, right? If people are just still playing Fortnite, no bill mode, some of the social stuff, like here's an in-game concert, that has picked up. But the whole thing that they initially invested in, which is basically a metaverse, at a time when the metaverse concept seems deader than it's ever been dead. Yeah. One of those platforms just announced like it's shutting down their day. I forget the name of it. So Disney does not need to be any bigger, first of all, right?
Well, obviously,
right.
That's
it's
the
a
first
huge detriment to them, and it's one of the problems why the last time they switched CEOs, it was so difficult because getting any person to become in charge of a company that is a theme park company, a cruise line company, a film, television company, a sports company, and now a video game company. How is one person in charge of all this? They have to delegate like crazy, and it just kind of ends up not really working.
Yeah, if only there were multiple companies to do this instead of just one.
Mike, I hear where you're coming from. I'm not going to try and pretend to get inside the mind of the C-level sort of like thinking with this stuff, because we've seen evidence that it is nothing more than just like back of the napkin bullshit.
Just real quick to that point, this is the thing I was waiting. I just want to say it now.
Sure.
The back of the napkin thing that they're using that's so intoxicating to them is they're hearing if they make this deal, Disney's stock price is going to shoot up because they think Fortnite's worth so much, and they keep saying it'll pay for itself. And that's the kind of shit that these dudes are just going to drink up. And so it feels like they're just going to barrel toward it thinking that way.
Yeah, that's like the neck bite to a vampire, right? Like they're just like, I just need to get my next fix and I'm going to be fine and I'll be able to move on. So like, again, I don't think we need to like over sort of investigate that whole thing, because we've seen more sort of like on its face strange, acquisitions sort of play out, and I'm not going to do the mental gymnastics to like give them ideas of how to do this, right? But I do think it is, again, we have seen enough evidence that like a lot of this stuff doesn't always make a lot of sense. I mean, look, the Sora deal has just completely blown up, and that was $1 billion deal. Obviously, Epic would be way more than that. But yeah, I think the problem you have that you said, Mike, that none of this is going to catch a whiff of antitrust sort of regulation or any kind of, hey, maybe we don't let you have all the entertainment. Seems like something that will barely get scrutinized.
The investment that Disney had in Epic like a couple months ago, that story, what was that investment specifically about?
So it's $2 billion. $2 billion to get a certain percentage of Epic, and as part of that deal, Epic would begin working on bringing various Disney properties into Fortnite, and then building a whole sort of Disney, what is effectively a metaverse. So, I mean, and it does sound like that is the thing that like Josh D'Amaro, that he's super keen on. Again, apparently, as opposed to the OpenAI deal. So. The idea of turning Disney Plus into this bigger, all-encompassing thing is one of those things that just sounds great on paper and has never really worked. You're going to give us a Disney Plus Home, like equivalent to PlayStation Home,
right? And
there's Fortnite in there, and that's why it's fun. What are you talking about?
Like what exactly? It's like, oh, this is going to be so awesome and immersive. Is it going to put butts in seats? Are people really going to log into Fortnite to go to the Disney Island so they can wave at Mr. Incredible while they're in a TIE fighter? That's what they think, and they see the synergy and they get really excited about it. The other aspect is Unreal Engine. why does Disney need to own Unreal Engine? And there's like some stuff there with
Right, they
the
already own
awful-
ILM and a bunch of
Right.
other like important studios to like making special effects. I'm sorry.
Right, exactly. Yeah, but it's like the Mandalorian thing. I forget what that thing's called, where you just go into
The
the
volume.
room and the volume stuff, and then you can use Unreal Engine for that. But that seems like a weird business for Disney to be in. For me,
Yep. It's
Your heart's you're too far compromised. Your heart, we got to pull you out. Not
That's
that,
right.
not out of Disney, but I just
no, please.
you're an agent.
we'll
Mhm.
again, like it feels like the conversations must be ongoing right now for him to rush through those layoffs, but we'll see. All right, some PC gaming. Here's maybe some good news. Let's look at it through like the positive tent as best we can. So PC gaming RAM actually did get cheaper for the first time in months, although it might not last. DDR5 RAM prices are finally dropping, apparently, and the reason for this, there's probably two reasons. The main reason that's getting mentioned in most stories is Google had TurboQuant revealed, and this is a compression algorithm for large language models to make them 6 times more efficient. Basically, it's just going to require less memory to do the same stuff that they've been doing with their AI so far. And 6 times is a huge number. So they might just like the demand for memory and RAM chips actually might lessen a little bit. This does feel temporary that now that they have more, they can just use that capacity to do even more and finally make AI real or whatever they're trying to do. So I think this is probably a temporary reprieve, but it does show that when there's news that might suggest that this demand might not last, the price seemed to go down almost immediately. It went down like $30 to $60, depending on what RAM module you were looking at. Some of them didn't go down, but it was noticeable. The other aspect of this is OpenAI. Apparently, there were headlines that it was going to get it was going to purchase 40% of the world's RAM, and that was just never actually real. Like the SK Hynix and Micron and all these companies never actually factored that into their earnings reports or anything like that. But it kind of seems like it's never actually going to happen. It was just a letter of intent, and they're not going to actually follow through with that commitment. And so people are like, oh, okay, that will also mean there's going to be a lot of stuff freed up. And it's really hard to necessarily know if that's true, but at the very least, it seems to be affecting the mind games that people have regarding this stuff. So, yeah, I don't think you should expect RAM prices to consistently drop or even to level off for a long term, like for a long point from here on out. But I think you can maybe say that once we get on the other side of this, things should normalize relatively quickly. All right. Let's see here. Bungie says Marathon will be steadily improved for many years. Story here is there's, the game has sold around 1.5 million copies, maybe more at this point. It does sound like it needed to do much more than that to, make its money back, to sort of justify Bungie as a studio. It's not done that yet, but the word of mouth is really positive. So people are wondering, how does Bungie feel about continuing to support this game? And they are seemingly addressing those concerns head on and say that they are in this for the long haul and they intend to keep supporting Marathon. And I think that's the right choice. I hope they're telling the truth. I think the game seems like it's going to continue to build over time if it gets the right support. What do you guys think?
I would like to play more Marathon on this website, so this would give me an excuse to play it because I have been very curious seeing all the online homies talking about X-Fillin and Cryo, whatever is going on and what's nuts and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. The buzz online, word of mouth is always great.
Yeah.
That's what's so weird though, is that for when this game's coming out, it's like, oh, people might not like it, it's not going to do well. People seem to really like it, and it's doing okay. And that's a very weird spot to be in, because now it's like, well, what else can we do here? Can the audience actually grow for this thing? Is it enough? What's this going to mean for the future of this game and for Bungie? It's a strange position, and I am very curious how Bungie's actually feeling about this, how Sony is actually feeling about this, and I can understand that there's anxiety amongst that player base as well.
Yeah, I mean, It's one of those ones I keep hearing about, people saying, oh, it feels like if you play the solo, the Rook class, it can be very scary and almost like a horror game, sort of like the early days of PUBG. I'm like, oh, that sounds actually really enticing to me. I'll happily play with you guys when we're at work, but a lot of times I just want to hop on and do some solo queuing. And seems like that works.
Yet, the Rook thing?
I've not, and I'm going to.
I still haven't figured out how to do it. It's like it doesn't let you go in with any kind of backpack thing, but it doesn't let you like unequip it. So like I've been wanting to try it. So
I bet I'll be confused by the UI as well. Okay, well I'll report back.
Yeah.
I'll report back if I figure it out. Yeah, that they still need to fix some of that stuff, I think. All right, Xbox confirmed it's going to have its showcase this summer as part of like the wider summer Game Fest festivities. As part of that, they're going to do the normal thing of here is the big showcase with a bunch of different games. And stick around, we're going to have a follow-up that is a big one focused on one game this time. That is Gears of War E-Day, which is still coming out this year. Other games you can expect from this: Fable, Halo Campaign Evolved, Minecraft Dungeons, Clockwork Revolution, State of Decay 3, maybe Kojima's OD, and that Toys for Bob game that is very likely a new Spyro.
Please.
Yeah, they are making a lot of games, and their showcases have often done a good job of showing those off. So, all right, yeah, business as usual for Xbox under new leadership. At least that's what it feels like so far.
Cool. Where are my Baird boys at? Huh?
No.
Everyone's favorite Gears of War character, Baird.
I do like Baird. He had the goggles. He looked like Ty from Digimon to me.
There we go.
Oh.
That's a Baird boy right
Judgment was
there.
your favorite, right?
I actually didn't play it.
Big Baird guy.
Eidos-Montréal is announcing layoffs for a third year in a row. Eidos, whose last game was Guardians of the Galaxy in 2021, and then they were going to go on and make that Deus Ex game. That game got canceled. Since then, they've been operating basically as a premium work-for-hire studio, a support studio. They've worked with Microsoft on some stuff, but it does seem like as those contracts go, so goes this studio. And then 3 years in a row of major layoffs says that this is not some like situational thing where, okay, we're done making this game. We need to just scale back now for a little bit before we reload for the next project. 3 years in a row says that there is something wrong in, rotten at the core here. And we know it is because it's Embracer Group. Embracer Group owns them, and they just can't figure this stuff out. And they can't kind of commit to getting this studio back to a point where they are making their own projects. And so they have to sort of just wait to see if Microsoft's going to give them enough money to justify this studio. And Microsoft is like closing down just like studios that would work with a studio like this. The Initiative, the Initiative, is that the one that was doing Perfect Dark? Stuff like that, where they're just kind of cutting stuff left and right, cutting off these contracts. And so Eidos-Montréal getting caught up in a lot of that. And it just doesn't feel like they're ever really going to come back, which is a shame. Like Deus Ex, I think they could have had another go at that and done something cool. That Guardians of the Galaxy games, one I ended up really liking. Yeah, it's a shame.
It's a banger of a game. Jesus.
Yeah, you just like count on these kind of studios. Like these people can make good AAA games. That's going to be bankable forever. And that is just not even close to enough these days. And who knows what enough is anymore.
Well, yeah, so that's the last thing I want to say before we finish up with the news is there was, I think it was the Hasbro CEO was doing one of these like more mainstream podcasts and talking about the challenges of video games. And he said a number that I think must be one of these key numbers that goes around in these circles of executives at these companies. And it's 1,000 man hours, 1,000 man years. So the idea is it requires 1,000 man years, the equivalent of one person working for 1,000 years, or if you get 1,000 people, then working for 1 year, to make a game that can compete in the market. And when you multiply that number, 1,000 man years, by how much it costs to employ someone in like California, you do get that number of $200 million to make a game. And it's really actually at this point closer to $250 million. And he's saying you just need that to be like at the table. Yeah, just to be like sitting down at the table, maybe not even competitive. So that's the number that's scaring away all these companies, is we just don't know if we can get over that hump, because it might take 900 of those man years to find out if we even have a game that's good. And we might get to the end and spend all that money and have something that's shit, and it's just going to shit the bed. And so all these companies are terrified, from the biggest ones to the littlest ones. And it feels that like that unsustainable video game trend has reached its zenith, and everyone's going, it's not just unsustainable. We're there. We cannot sustain it. It's done.
It's absolutely exhausting. I don't know. Like we see numbers like Crimson Desert selling upwards to 5 million copies, and like the thing I'd like to bring up is like, okay, that's a company doing something completely different, yet all these other companies that are just like rinsing through all of their talent and flooding the talent pool with more and more developers looking for the same jobs. Like they did it. They made a game. It's selling. Go continue to make games, please.
Yeah, I think you just got to be more creative on the business side now. Their toolbox of just making the most expensive shit to stand out, it's not going to work anymore. They can't afford it. They're going to have to get more creative on just the kind of stuff they're making, I think. But that does it for the news. That's all the headlines. Jan, back over to you.
Gang, we're going to go take another quick bricky break, and we'll be back with some emails and YouTube super chats if we got any right after this. These are the emails for the show. Emails, bombcast@giantbomb.com is the email address to send your emails to. You can write in about any and everything, and you all do, and all of you have been writing in. We have so many emails every week now. We're drowning in them, and I appreciate them. Bombcast@giantbomb.com is the email address. And let's get into it. First email comes from Skylar from Millbrook, New York. Hey, duders. With the prices of consoles going up, I don't know if it's my algorithms, but I can't help but notice that it seems like the PS3 is going through a renaissance. I actually went out and got an original fat PS3 with a PS2 backwards compatibility, and I've started a PS1 to 3 collection. This has actually been nice to go back and experience some of my favorite games from my teens. So I guess this is for others. Do you think the PS3 deserves another go as we watch the Rampocalypse happen around us? Skylar from Millbrook, New York.
I think there's better retro things to go to than the PS3. It was a fine console.
But this is some people's childhood console, though, Dan.
That's fucked up.
I mean, it's a little bit. The PS3 and 360 era in general was weird because there's all these classic games for them, and then a lot of them, you much rather just play them on PC because you can get them around 60 frames per second. PS3 is a bit different there because there are things like the Infamous games and the Resistance games or the Killzone games that are kind of still stuck on there. I also don't care that much about those games though, so I am feeling some PS3 nostalgia lately. Like, I want to play 3D Dot Game Heroes.
Hell yeah,
right
good
now.
game. Great game. That's a From game, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think or
yeah.
I'm kind of curious about White Knight Chronicles, right? That's weird stuff like that. Anyway, if you get the PS3 that plays PS1, PS2 games, I mean, those are some of the best libraries of all time. That'll keep you busy forever. That's like my solace with all this stuff. Like, oh, is there a video game crash? Even if that happened, I will be okay playing old video games for basically the rest of my life. I can play video games, and there'll be indie things still too. I'll get by. I'll be okay.
I mean, that's actually how it worked in the last crash too. No consumer noticed the crash. They just kept playing games, and they're like, "Awesome! These are only $2." It was very exciting. So,
is
we'll
is the OG PS3 is that a baddie? I think it's a baddie.
Yes. Yeah,
or Transform and Grill.
Yeah, and it's got those curves. Yeah, absolutely.
Because I look at the PS5 and my PS5 is in front of me. I'm like, it just looks all right. It's too much.
It's silly looking. You could say it.
Yeah.
I kind of think all the PlayStation consoles since 2 have been kind of ugly. I think the PS1, specifically the PS1 Slim, and the PS2 and those Slims were fantastic. And you get to 3 and beyond, they're all kind of ugly.
I want to be clear that I am a big defender of the aesthetics of the PlayStation 5. I like the way it looks a lot. I like the weird, sleek, retro, futuristic, white, blue thing. I'm a big fan of it. I'm glad they went for something instead of just making an ugly black box. It's not an ironic thing. I don't think it looks so ugly that it's cool. I think the
like
PS5
how dumb it looks.
Unironically looks awesome.
No, you're right. I like it because it's so big. And I like it because of how much space it takes up, and I also like the fact that you could like poke yourself to death by just by the verge of picking the fucking thing up. and it's
It
11,000
goes
pounds.
right next to that damn switch stand for Bacalar.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Have you ever had to take a fucking panel off of the base PS5? It just there's no way to do it without feeling like you've broken it in 4 places.
Yeah, it's insane. It's like it's honestly like a meat slicer. I don't know what else to say. It's like, oh cool, I have a
Mike,
fucking
like the
meat
wrestler.
slicer. What's that?
Mike likes that scene in the rest.
Yes,
I hate that
yes.
scene. There was
It's like sick. Cool. Let me put this in my living
Sounded
room
like a
for
cat
all
throwing
to
up
see.
for a
I watch
second.
food YouTube every time the deli slicer comes out. I'm like, don't do it. That and the fucking mandolin. They're always using the mandolin. They're
I
like, use
love
it,
a
use it.
mandolin.
Darwin use it, but I'm not going to. And their hand gets closer and closer to that fucking blade. I could just see like a deli slice of hand getting chopped off and bleeding everywhere. And I will never use a mandolin.
I know what Mikey's getting for Christmas.
Way too scary.
I think PS3 had some interesting stuff there. I know I talk a lot about Heavenly Sword and
That
think
Heavenly Sword was not good.
Heavenly Sword is such a 7 out. It's a 7 out of 10. It's
Yes.
an interesting 7 out of 10.
Extreme
Totally.
7 out of 10. Yeah, I liked
Look.
doing 6 axis to move the arrows.
right, like I went back, I tried it out, and I'm like, oh yeah, I was an idiot.
Let's play
know.
Lair.
Layer?
Oh nice.
Yeah.
No,
Let's become a
we don't
Lair
do that.
exclusive website.
Yeah, I would like that.
Fantastic. All right. Next email comes from Jez from Australia, koala emoji. Hey, dude Dre's. My dad recently broke his back. Big sad.
Ooh.
I just set up my old PS4 for him to give him something to do while hopped up on some very strong painkillers. He hasn't played any games really since he bought me a PS1 back in the day, the source of all of my formative gaming memories, and I wanted to return the favor by helping him get back into gaming. Any PS4 games you think would be good for an old-timer who's been out of the game? They add a tee for too long. Thanks for all you do. You guys are a constant source of inspiration for me as an aspiring journo. Lots of love, Jez from Australia.
It's tough because I feel like if he hasn't played anything since PS1, people will really struggle with dual analog stuff like camera.
Yeah.
control and things like
What is
that.
the
That's
be- I mean,
always rough.
Fortnite introduced so many people. That's not what you introduce. I guess maybe see if they want to have fun with their favorite character in Fortnite or something. Get them used to that.
What about 2018 God of War? I mean, you don't really have to manage the camera in that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, there is something so like Clive Cussler dad related about the Uncharted games that if he can get a hold of the controls, he might enjoy the trilogy and then 4 on there.
The
That's what I was
Clive
gonna
Cussler
suggest.
video games is
That's
incredible,
wild.
Mike. Yeah, I love that.
It's true, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That means,
Gran
Sekiro?
Turismo.
Oh,
Yes.
Sekiro. Gran Turismo. Well, it's just Gran Turismo Sport on the PlayStation 4, which is a weird
Oh.
one. It was supposed to mostly be the online one, and I
Okay.
think it has offline stuff. But yeah. Like, you think that'd be an obvious answer there? Maybe instead of that, just get him one of those open world Need for Speed games on there. I bet he'd enjoy one of those just fine.
I was going to say Tetris Effect, but then I remember I got my dad on my Nintendo Switch Online family plan. I tried to teach him how to play Tetris, and he was just like, "This doesn't make any sense. This doesn't like there's like it's Tetris." And I assumed that would be a like anyone can. And he's just like, I just don't understand what you're supposed to do here. It's like, but the things and the
come on,
things.
come on, you get
He, did
it.
not,
You
he
know.
was not able to.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
you know the answer to what we're all thinking. You know what we're all thinking,
He's
Dan.
put 500 hours into Breath of the Wild. You know, it's insane that Tetris
Huh.
like was just like, oh, this makes no sense.
I need to make an amendment here. There was a PS4 version of Gran Turismo 7. I didn't know that. Okay, well, there you go then.
Maybe like an RPG. Like, is Baldur's Gate on the PS4?
No, actually, I don't know. Nino Kune, that's PS3. Shit.
The Witness.
Persona 5.
Yeah,
Persona 5.
yeah.
I don't know how many people's dads are gonna like Persona 5.
Unless he's a cool dad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe it's a
cool
cool dad. You don't know.
Witcher 3. Witcher 3 is a good shout out for RPG.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
I mean, how emailer? How old's your dad? Like, what are we
He's that
dealing with
age.
here? Yeah, but
Stardew
that could be
Valley.
like 58. You know, like
Oh, just get like those Just Cause games, or maybe a Far Cry, right? Like those are
Sure.
open world and
I think a
kind of
Just
simple
Cause is a
enough.
good shout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get Just Cause 4 or something like that, or Far Cry 4, one of the 4s.
Or get him a bunch of Blu-rays. Use the PS4 as a
Yeah.
Blu-ray player too.
Talladega Nights.
I do think Uncharted will go. I know it's got the analog left and right thing, but like I feel like that is a relatively
There's
safe
difficulty
bet.
options in those
Now-
games. It
Yeah.
can be relatively
So-
easy.
Someone in chat suggested Atari 50, and I think that would be cool because if he had played games prior to the PS1, that'd be a neat trip down memory lane. And the museum aspect of it is cool.
Sure.
Super Mega Baseball.
I like
My dad's
that.
put over 1,000 hours into it.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
a good one.
Or even, I mean, yeah, maybe it's more difficult. But the show games, MLB The Show, it's very good. You get one of those incredibly cheap on PS4 now. You might like that.
Yeah, true.
Do they still release those on PS4? Part of me's like, why wouldn't they? But maybe they don't.
I don't know.
It's crazy. There's like
they probably stopped
MVP
recently.
baseballs like from 2005 on PS1. It's insane.
Right.
Let's see. Next email comes from Eddie at ND Eddie Mac from Austin, and it's appropriate we mentioned Dan potentially being the Joker with his ruse against Mike and Reddit. Hey, esteemed bombers! Dan recently revealed his long con burner ploy to rage bait Mike. Truly incredible work, Dan. And I continue to be thankful Dan uses his powers for comedy and fun, because I can't help but think of the old one bad day line from Joker and how easily Dan could have turned out as one of history's greatest villains had he not used his powers for good, which then led me
Joker.
to, if Dan is Joker, how's that work out for the rest of the crew in the Rogues Gallery? Jerf, Clock King, seems very easy fit given his keyboard tinkering ways. Mike, the Toy Man, with definitely legally distinct Disney animatronics to do his bidding, because even as a supervillain, he has to stay loyal to the mouse.
Not even Mad Hatter, huh? I got Toy Man, who I'd never heard of. All right.
Jeff, I'm sure there are better emotional fits, but
Condiment Man.
Solomon Grubbdy. Hello, you two.
Okay.
On Monday fits too well. Jan. Well, Jan would still be Batman because he's our noble hero in all things, and even if something bad happens, he just has to say it's over for you hoes, parentheses positive, and levels up even more. Very flattering, thank you. Chuck. Still getting to know Chuck's vibe on content, which has been great, but strikes me as a Riddler-esque option given some of the crazy puzzles and Easter eggs he's already put together. Y'all are on an insane run. Premium remains the easiest sell out there. Cheers. Eddie. Thank you, Eddie.
It's even easier now with the debut of Portal Pals popping off in just a little bit. Everybody at 4 p.m. Eastern, the first episode of Portal Pals, a new co-op playthrough of Portal 2 with me and Mary Kish. It's a premium series, but that first episode, that's free for everyone. And you're going to watch that, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I got to see more of these PPs. I got to become a PPP. That's a Portal Pal Premium, everybody. 3 Ps.
Wow.
It's my favorite form of Mikey.
Wow.
Three
salesman
Ps
Mikey.
is what we yell to each other when we see each other on the street. When you know, you know.
That's
Every
right.
week there's a Minotti alt that I'm just like more in love with. Carnival Barker Minotti, my favorite
Wait,
for the month of March.
Minotti, did you give Bacalar the thing?
He did. I got video of
Yeah,
that.
Oh.
he did. Very cute.
the present.
Very
Yes,
cute.
he
Very
liked it.
thoughtful.
Did I put that? I might not have put that in the thing yet, Jan. I'll put it in the thing.
Please.
Yes, I got when I was at PAX the first day before the Jeffs arrived, they did go birthday shopping for both of them, which was
Thank you, Mike.
fun.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Is it in my
Birthday
shot?
Jazz.
Oh, it's just very blurry, but it should be in my shot.
Okay.
That's what I said I wanted. I was like, I hope he puts it in his background.
Well, that's when you know I like it. You know, that's a true sign of validation.
There was a lot of birthdays. It was Max and Chuck's wife also had birthdays, right?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to everyone that was there, apparently.
Yeah.
What a backloaded March for Giant Bomb, huh?
Yeah.
Crazy
Yeah.
stuff.
Uh,
Speaking of hoes,
Yeah.
don't put me out like that.
listen, look, this is what it's like just being the parent of like a prepubescent child. My man came home the other day and was like, Dad, like you knew he was gonna bring it. You knew he was gonna say something, and he like did a good job prepping us. He's like, Dad, I think I heard a word that I think is bad, but it's about women, and what is it? And is it bad? And it's hoes, like that, right? And I don't really like remember what I said to him. I think I was just like, oh, you know, I was like,
Who needs the hose? You know,
It's bad but funny sometimes.
yeah, like I was kind of like
Depends who
sometimes
says it.
I was like, sometimes it could be endearing in a strange way if contextually appropriate, but historically is not great. And he was just sort of like, I don't understand anything you just said. I'm just not going to say it. you know,
Good.
and that
Good
was
for
sort of the thing.
He's being a real hoe about it, but yeah, cool. Yeah.
he's like, but don't I want those? Never mind. Okay, we gotta move on.
Just keep him away from Michael Hyman and I at the end of a table. That's
Right.
it. That's it. Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't bring it up at dinner, but nevertheless, here we are.
Jan, what are the hoes? Don't worry. The only thing you got to worry about is scaring them. And I say that parentheses positive. Travis from Fargo writes in. Travis always has 5 questions. I read one of them. Travis asks, "Are you smarter now than you've ever been? If not, when were you the brightest?"
No.
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 How could that?
Yeah,
unless you
yes.
have like,
Yes.
I came out of college much dumber than I went in.
Yeah, but
Like
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
like,
that's
now
real.
are
Yeah.
you the peak Dan?
Intelligence wise, no, I think I'm dumber than before college. Still,
I know
You think-
a lot more about like my day job, and no, I feel like some other things are slipping through the cracks. Like it's like knowledgeable. I'm more knowledgeable. Yes,
of course.
Intelligent. Like I feel like that encompasses like I used to be so fast at math, and I could just like you
Well,
give me a couple numbers, I'll be able to
sure.
rattle that stuff off, and that stuff is becoming. I'm less good at that now because I get dumb now.
Math for sure, because that's the only time in my life I was ever forced to do that a lot was high school. So
Yeah.
yes, I'm not good at math. But Dan, you really think the smartest you ever were was when you were 18 before college?
well, yeah, because I took like pride in that and everything, and like the
Okay.
intelligence and stuff like
Okay.
that. And then it's like I found that I don't know, my path didn't really rely on smarts and stuff, and so I just leaned into other stuff. I think.
think you're smart.
Agree.
Specific ways, yeah.
But there's no way like 40, what are you, 41? There's no way like
41,
41-year-old Dan is dumber than 18-year-old. It's just not.
Didn't we make a whole
It's not
game show
true.
about this as a society? And we found out
No.
actually often we are dumber than a fifth grader.
Oh, you mean the scientific study known as "Are you smarter than a fifth grader?" Yeah, totally. All the research went out the window after that show.
I think I'm
that's
better at a lot of things. I think I'm better at most
I
things
think
than I
that
was when I was 18.
Your absorption of knowledge is hopefully, if you're cognitively capable, should be never ending.
Okay.
I feel like we're answering different, like
Yeah, I think
sort of
that
different versions of this question.
I
think
didn't
so.
know OBS when I was in high school, but you know,
That-
like
Yeah.
It's so unhelpful. I think.
He's acquired skills, is what he's trying to say, and he's making
yeah.
a distinction.
Thank you
way more
for
skilled than a lot of
decoding.
things. But
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
you are
Smarter.
empirically smarter than
Here's-
you are now.
here's my
than you were
question.
then.
You are dumped into an arena against different years of yourself, right?
Oh God.
Let's go 10 to 60. I don't want to make any guesstimations about when we all kick the bucket, but just 10 to
Sure.
60. Do you think you could take on all of the different versions of you, knowing yourself?
In combat,
In physical combat?
In combat, yeah, duh.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
be
what
better
we've been
now.
talking about the last 5 minutes. Physical combat.
Yeah.
No.
But this includes
Yeah.
outsmarting them, you know?
I'm glad my
Smarter
that
than
popped
what,
my-
we have weapons, we have traps. What are you
Exactly.
talking about?
Because then,
Is that
like,
Bomberman?
like Mike, what if you prey upon like your older versions of yourself? Like, hey, I've read some Reddit threads about you, and
Yeah,
let
look,
me tell
I'm
you.
not worried about the older versions of myself. to
It's
be
only gonna
clear.
get worse from here.
That's fine. I'll
I
take
feel
that
like
on all day.
35-year-old Jeff, though. I'm worried about that guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like we were given a thought experiment, and we like handled it in the worst possible way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Across
just
the
were like-
board.
We just
So to
started.
answer your question, yes, we're dumber than ever. Yeah. Welcome to the show.
I think I could take on previous and future versions of me.
Physically,
I'm-
I could, yeah.
I believe you, Jen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Unless I get super
not.
ripped in 2 years.
There's definitely one point in my life where I was working out and in better shape, and I am going to die to that person. That version of Mike clears me very easily.
I think I have much better cardio now than I ever had in my life. So like that's got to help in a fight, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Not gonna hurt.
Yeah, I don't know why we're fighting different versions of our time traveled self, but that's where we landed with this email. Thank you.
I mean, I would do that if I ran into like 20-year-old me. I would probably physically fight him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see
Yeah,
that.
that would work out well for present day you.
I think it would.
I you know what? I
Much better
would
shape
be
now.
I would be super scared of Scumbag Jan. Actually, that guy's trouble.
Do you both know that you're in this situation, or do you have the jump on? Like, if you're time traveling back to the younger version, do you get the jump on them?
I feel like I have maybe like a minute more of information than they do.
Okay. All right.
So what, you can like just sneak up and like snap the neck or whatever?
Yeah,
I'm
do
just
that.
being like
See what
like,
happens to you.
like the younger one doesn't realize that they're entering combat and you do. So you're like, yeah. I think that would really be a disadvantage. for the younger
Here's
one.
my strategy. I would band all the younger me's together to fight the older me's, and then I would wait it out.
Become their
Right.
king. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And just kill the tired last survivor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, sorry, you have to go. And then he turns around, puts on a yellow beanie. I'm like, oh no.
Oh shit! Right.
Okay. The last email of the show comes from Jason from Salt Lake City. Mr. Backlar, this pertains to you the most.
Oh, wow.
Howdy, Bombardiers. First off, thanks for being my most consistent, enjoyable, and fulfilling parasocial relationship. Thanks for all the great years, and here's to many happy paraversaries in the future. I recently procured the Stranger Things pinball machine, and one of my favorite things about it is the audio cue of David Harbour bellowing, extra ball, when said ball is procured. I can't help but repeat it. I just love how it sounds. What are your favorite audio cues from pinball or other games that you find bouncing around in your head long after you're done playing? Consensual warm hugs to each of you. Jason from Salt Lake City.
Wow.
Thank you.
I think. Yeah, go ahead, Dan. You're the pinball guy.
The 5, if I'm counting. Well, I said other games. Like if the 5 is the 5 from Punch Out, Super Punch Out.
5?
Yeah.
5?
And then all the countries from Street
Body
Fighter.
blow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Countries
yeah.
from Street Fighter.
Brazil.
That are like
yeah.
Tiger.
Tiger uppercut.
Man.
I got into a really big fight with a friend because he says hyper, not tiger. And you can like look at the move list. You ever have like one of those friends who just like they'll never back down?
Yep.
It's like, here it is. Here's the move list in the game. It says tiger. You're like, oh, they made a mistake.
It's like Ben Hanson's neighbor who swore up and down that he played Resident Evil on Genesis.
Yeah.
Right.
Does he still think that?
I think it was just one bad interaction. I don't know if they've talked since then.
Trying to find the David Harbour extra ball. I've definitely heard it. I feel like they edited it in later. I can't remember. But that stuff's great. Like, but I think Addams Family still has like the best ones because they're all from the movie.
Terminator 2 has good ones.
Yeah. There's like there's just so many like funny like slingshot ones where it's just like tish. There's just a lot of like real. I mean, they just use that entire soundboard in such a satisfying way. And it sounds and it's like just shitty enough where you can make it out from the movie, but it's been like compressed just so it could fit on whatever, storage they had on that thing. And it adds so much more like, style and kind of like retro energy to it. For me, I'd probably, because now it's all, everything sounds great, and it's just sort of, if it's not the original, call out from the IP it's taken from, it's just sort of, it's just someone doing an impression of it. But yeah, for me, I'd definitely say Addams Family for sure.
Lovely. Any other sound cues, boys?
Oh, I have a million of them in my head at all times. And, we're talking about that Marvel MaXium Collection. So yeah, the Colossus. That thing is just my maybe all-time favorite sound in general. And then the announcer from Smash Brothers just saying people's names. Like for some reason, Bayonetta is like Bayonetta. Just the way
you do say that a lot.
Yeah, I think I said it during PAX a lot. I'll just be kind of walking around like, but Bayonetta or Mr. Game & Watch. There's a little pause there. Mr. Game & Watch. And things like that.
It's like you startled him or something.
Right. He's like surprised. Like, but we put Bayonetta in this? It's Bayonetta. Jeff, what are you holding, Jeff?
I was just getting ready for my game show. Name that game ad. All right. I have put it in our chat here. And then I think I did put it in the stream elements. Let me see if it's actually going to come up, Jan. Maybe it won't. But it is. Let's see here. Let me make sure I cover the name. All right. So I'm only showing half the ad because the other half will make it very obvious. But it's like a Jerry Springer stage, and there's two guys here. there are another two guys over here as well, making the same sort of like, oh, I'm upset with my friend face. This and the thing says blank tore our friendship apart. So what is blank?
It drives me nuts that I don't know this.
I mean, it seems like it would be Mario Party, maybe, right? Like,
It could be.
Yes.
And I'm
Smash.
more trying to figure out what like era it is.
So it's a Jerry Springer reference. I can start narrowing
90s?
things down for you guys a little
Let's
bit
say
more,
88
but
or 98, 99.
I
Yeah,
think
late
that's
90s
maybe
sounds
a
right.
little bit later, but yeah, that's not too far off for sure.
You got Ben Savage all the way to the left.
Mike said Mario Party. That is incorrect.
At first, when you were holding up the magazine ad, I thought you were showing us a picture of Mega 64.
It does kind of look like them a little bit, yes.
Is it on 64?
It is a Nintendo 64 game. That is correct.
Okay, Smash.
okay.
It is
Well,
not Smash Brothers.
Is it a
So-
first party game?
It's got to be super small. It's got to be like one word because the text, the spacing of the text can't fit more.
Is it Turok?
Is it War Gods?
So what was the thing? Oh, it's first party. Is it a first party game? I don't think that will help you necessarily. I'll tell you that, but technically it is a first party game. It is not. It is not Turok. What else did you guys say?
I forgot what I said.
Is it Smash?
Technically.
It's not Smash Brothers. No,
Is it a Pokemon's?
it's not Pokemon.
It's
Huh.
got to be a short word.
Doom?
It's
Doom
not.
is a good guess. No,
It's
But it's
not
gotta be
Doom.
multiplayer. Star
It is.
Fox?
It is a multiplayer game, and it's not Star Fox. Less technically, less first party than that.
Is it why? Is it
Interesting.
rare? Is it a rare game?
That's you're thinking along the decent lines now, but it's not any of the rare games. No,
is it a sequel?
it's a game that like Nintendo has published often before, but it is not necessarily a game that you would say that is a Nintendo game.
People are saying GoldenEye in
Pokemon.
chat.
Not
is it a
GoldenEye.
Tetris?
No, I think GoldenEye.
Tetris
Is it
tore our
Tetris?
friendship apart. It's
Wow.
the new Tetris.
Yes, see,
Okay.
short word.
I did it.
Oh.
Nice.
Good
Not
job.
Tetrasphere. Not Tetrasphere. Okay.
No, the new Tetris.
Of course,
Yeah, there
of
you go.
course.
Yeah, there you go.
Forgot
Yeah.
about the new Tetris.
I didn't know Tetris was on Nintendo 64.
Grub, we got to keep doing that. I'm
A
ashamed that I've
reason
not
to get
gotten
my
one
old
yet.
magazines out? Sure, Dan. I
Yes.
guess if you say
Yes.
so.
Will
Yeah.
loves it. Let's go.
I love it. Yeah. Okay. We'll keep doing that, everybody.
All right, that about does it for emails. Once
That's
again,
our moment of zen.
send those to bombcast@giantbomb.com. If you have any fun magazine ads from yesteryear, you can send those our way as well. And Grubb can play his magazine game.
Yay.
Bombcast@giantbomb.com. Apologies if we don't get to your emails. We genuinely now get a lot of them, and that warms my heart as someone that had to scrub through the same 3 emailers. And I was happy then. I was happy when it was just 3 people emailing and a bunch of
Happier
ads.
now.
But now it's those 3 people plus a bunch of others. So I'm very thankful for that. Mr. Minotti, hit me with some YouTube super chats if we got any.
Sure. Migsy says, send it.
Send
We'd love to
it.
do here now.
Bro.
Matt is without fear says, pour one out for my rant. RIP to one of the great ones. Yep. Sad.
Yeah. Today's the day. Goodbye, Miriam.
Big Fresh 37 says, what are you most proud of building in Pacopia? I don't think I've built anything particularly impressive.
Same.
It's very all functional to beat the game, but I love seeing stuff people are doing. I think it was Mary who showed me somebody made an Olive Garden, and it was actually incredible.
Hell yeah.
I loved it. I saw somebody make a theater using a lot of the neon blocks recently, like a very
Cool.
90s megaplex kind of thing. So tons of cool stuff happening there. Migsy says, have you guys tried other kinds of sausages? Yeah, I've had all sorts of sausage, andouille, kielbasa,
Chicken apple.
chorizo. No, that
Jalapeno
one.
cheddar.
Apple.
A lot of barbecue places will have jalapeno cheddar. That's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
all
Shouts
sorts
out
of
to
sausages.
blood sausages.
No,
It's
Yeah, I had
delicious.
that. It is, because boy, I
Yeah.
had that and I thought it was not delicious. I thought it tasted like blood, which I mean, I guess it's supposed to, but it's strange.
I don't think it is.
Migsy says, Mike Minotti, can you please do an impersonation of Butthead? I think I'm much better at doing Beavis. Like I can do the
Yeah.
Cornholio.
Right.
Like I am Cornholio. I need Tippy from my bunghole.
Yeah, but
right.
that's not what emailer asked.
Yeah.
No, it's like
Or-
it was shut up, Beavis. That's pretty
all right.
dumbass.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
There you go. Don't
Uh,
sell yourself short, pal.
Oh, and the best way goes like, right? And he's like, Mr. Zero.
Yeah, he does do that.
He's like,
Very good.
oh yeah. Zacy says being John Malkovich, but it's being Walter Crunk. Right.
Hell yeah.
Zombie Porn says, can we call it Grubb maxing when someone forgets something within 5 minutes of learning it? Also, what would jerf maxing be?
Oh, no.
I don't know what jerf maxing would be.
I think it would just be like, no, I don't think you dislike that more than you think you do, and then just kind of one-upping the disliking of a thing. I'm not happy.
Okay,
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like
exactly.
like a escalating version of that.
Yeah.
Next up is Matt Without Fear says, love a good ROM hack. I'm currently playing Pokemon Heart and Soul, which is a Gen 2 remake built on Pokemon Emerald. Okay. There are even more great original games built from scratch, like Pokemon Unbound and Pokemon Odyssey. I've heard so many good things about some of these ROM hacks and fan-made versions of Pokemon that are supposed to be amazing. I bet I would enjoy playing those more so than some of the newer ones. Now, I don't know. I have some hope for Waves and Winds, but Scarlet and Violet wasn't it. I liked it when it was pixelated. I like the pixely
I get you.
Pokemon games. You know, it felt good. It worked like that. Mixie says, Mike Minotti, would Disney ever bring back Darkwing Duck? I think they are. I think Seth, what's the one that looks like Jerf? What's his name? Rogan. I think he's working on it. The voice actor Jim Cummins has talked about it. He showed up in the recent DuckTales, and he showed up in that Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie. So I think they're bringing him back. Yeah. And then Ian B says, do you think the PlayStation 6 will be delayed? And if so, by how long?
Yeah, I mean, I think it, delayed internally, right? I think it's not coming out till 2028 at the earliest at this point. There was definitely a time when they were thinking 2027. But I mean, why not early 2029? Just stretch this out as long as they can. I think they will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I certainly just don't want to hear about PlayStation 6 right now. It's hard to imagine what that pitch looks like at the moment. Migsy says, Mike Minotti, are your Disney trips cheaper than a PlayStation 5 Pro? I mean, it's a weekend trip with me, and I know I have some friends now, and I can kind of make some things happen. So sure, a week trip, no, definitely not.
Yeah, no way.
Mixie says, Jan, would you play single player marathon trilogy? Yeah, Jan, would you play the classic Macintosh first person shooter series marathon?
No.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Unless people wanted that, then okay.
We'll see. People say a lot of things that they want that they don't really want sometimes. You got to be careful. You think that if you guys, this is from Eggy, you think that if you guys had all grown up in the same neighborhood, you would have been friends as kids?
Yeah.
Man, I think me and Dan definitely would have been in the same circle. I don't know. Grubb might have been too cool for me.
Man, I feel like if I knew anyone around my neighborhood that played video games.
Yeah, as soon as you find out you play games, it would be like, oh,
Maybe.
no, all that stuff
That's
goes out
true.
the window. It'd just be
That's
instantaneous.
True. I mean, a lot of my friends were like, and I was not one of them, but my friends were like very much like the honor kids, the valedictorians, like the super smart.
Oh.
Somehow I fell into that crowd really hard.
My first friend group was, and then I moved from Michigan to Ohio, and I was with all the Ohio Derelicts after that point. So it's like, yeah.
Everyone I went to school with as a kid was like obsessed with football, and like did not care about video games. So
same.
Let's see here now. Rio Raku says, since Dan is on a game show kick, can we get a Jeopardy style game between him and Eye Patch Wolf over 90s wrestling trivia? Maybe cut a promo or two.
I would win that.
I think I said this during PAX East, but I love that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire has become a core part of our identity.
It's so fucking funny to me, 2026 being on a stage and asking people questions about Delta Burke from Designing Women. That is so fucking funny to me.
It's great.
And there's a crowd that shows up for it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Last one here, also from Migsy. Thank you so much. Migsy says, every time Dan lifts up the desk, it resembles a WWE entrance video.
That's the Cody Vader? Yeah, I got my Cody Vader here.
Yeah. Who's that jumping out the sky way up high? All right, thank you for the super chat, everybody.
He's
really
not wearing pants.
Oh my god!
Thank you, Mr. Minotti. Boys, we got, even though we're coming back from PAX East, we still have a fully packed week. As we've mentioned, let me see the PPs in chat, gang, because Portal Pals is premiering. If you're a premium member, it'll be premiering. You'll be able to watch it sooner than everyone else. For everyone else, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, Portal Pals first episode is free. Lot of things get said. I'll just say that. Tomorrow, the Blight continues. Blink and you'll miss it. Dan only has 40 or so minutes left of the game, but I feel like you've got the info in there.
I will say stay tuned for tomorrow because I do have many hours of dental operations directly before Blight Club. So assuming it all goes smoothly,
yeah,
I'm going to be nitrous the fuck up. I'm going to be numb the fuck up. I don't know what level I will be at with all of those things, but I do legitimately want to play it and do Blight Club because it does not do me any favors to delay this a week.
Well,
so we will
Jeff
see.
and I'll be ready to pivot and play Marvel MaXium Collection or something. Just in case.
We'll okay.
If it doesn't work out,
I want to do it.
If it doesn't work out, let's do Marathon.
Voice marathon, sure.
Mail Dump Truck this Thursday featuring our own Portal Pal. Mary Kish is joining us for the show. And then Marry Me Tomodachi, the internet's hottest dating show, is continuing. We missed a week last week because of PAX East. Abby has all of us and the crew all on the island ready to find love. And folks, that's not it for all the pals and all the friends we're going to be hanging out with this week, because our dear friend Samantha Coleman is joining us for UPF this Friday. Got some fun stuff to share over there on UPF this Friday. Game this morning's popping off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. PAX vlog coming to you soon. Casso Fest vlog happened last week. Blighting of Vinny Caravella up on the website now. The Who Wants to Be the Millionaire runs from PAX going up very soon. We're just dropping stuff all over the place, gang. It's wild. Anything else, boys?
Yeah, we handed out a bunch of free months of Giant Bomb Premium while we were at PAX. If for whatever reason you are having an issue with that, feel free to email support@Giant Bomb and we will get you sorted out. Obviously, just prove to us that you have the card. Take a picture or something.
Yeah.
Other than that, thanks so much. What's up, Grubb?
I figured out what my video game sound effect thing is, and I did do it by accident earlier. It is that Gabby J. Yay! Sound.
Oh, you do that a lot.
Yeah. There's in Street Fighter 3, the announcer, you have to pick your style, and at one point, when you pick it, he goes, "Yeah, that makes sense."
Yeah, that makes sense. Yes,
it's just
love
really
that.
funny.
I like that.
Shit, yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Thanks, buddy. I'm glad you approved.
Fantastic. Well, gang, that does it for the podcast. That does it for the show. Thanks again, everyone that said hi and popped over, said some nice things, took some pictures with us, watched some panels over at PAX East. We love you. That's been the show. He's been Jeff. He's been Jeff. He's been Mike. He's been Dan. I've been Jan. Hey, happy Trans Visibility Day. We stand with all of our trans friends out there. Solidarity. We love you. Good.
We love you.